are gathered here not merely to launch a digital platform, but to affirm Ghana's readiness to embrace a new era of mobility, connectivity, innovation, and economic opportunity. This initiative reflects our determination to position Ghana as a forward-looking nation that leverages technology to improve governance, facilitate legitimate travel, deepen continental integration, and strengthen national security. Earlier this year, we initiated far-reaching reforms to improve the efficiency of our passport issuance and visa processing. For far too long, travelers seeking entry into Ghana have had to navigate cumbersome, largely manual procedures that have imposed delays, uncertainty, and avoidable administrative burdens. Investors, tourists, business executives, students, researchers, and members of the African diaspora have all encountered frustrations that are inconsistent with the Ghana that we seek to build. In today's rapidly evolving digital world, the old systems we inherited can no longer define how Ghana engages the rest of the world. In August 2025, during the inauguration of the Aviation Navigation Center and Border Security Systems of the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, we formally launched the Ghana Advanced Passenger Information and Passenger Name Record System at the Accra International Airport. This initiative laid the foundation for smarter, more secure, and more efficient border management. These systems have significantly enhanced our capacity to receive real-time passenger data, strengthen intelligence-led security operations, and align Ghana with the internationally best accepted aviation and migration standards. So today's launch is just building on the foundation of what we started. The electronic visa system, or e-visa, will allow travelers from all around the world to apply for visas online. They would upload the supporting documents electronically and make their secure digital payments and receive travel authorization in their emails or on their phones. This initiative is not merely about convenience, it is also equally about efficiency, transparency, accountability, and security. The e-visa platform is fully integrated into Ghana's API PNR architecture and is linked to international crime and watch list databases, enabling a comprehensive background check before visas are issued. Let no one misunderstand Ghana's openness and hospitality as a relaxation of our national security obligations. While Ghana will continue to warmly welcome citizens from across the world, every entry into the Republic will remain subject to stringent security screening and established immigration protocols. It is fitting that we launch this initiative on Africa Day, the 25th of May. On this day, we're not merely unveiling a digital visa platform. We are reaffirming Ghana's historic commitment to Pan-Africanism, African unity, and continental integration. On 7th January 2025, during my swearing in as president, I pledged to reset our nation. That commitment was not limited only to economic recovery or technological transformation. It was also about restoring Ghana's place as a leader in Africa's collective advancement. Our founding president, Osagyefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah, reminded us that Ghana's independence is meaningless unless it is linked to the total liberation of the African continent. That vision has endured through the Organization of African Unity, now the African Union, and through instruments such as the Abuja Treaty and our Agenda 2063. Agenda 2063 envisions an integrated continent with seamless borders, where free movement of people, goods, capital, and services drive trade, investment, innovation, and shared prosperity. Among the flagship projects of Agenda 2063 are two initiatives that speak directly to today's event: the African Passport Initiative and the Free Movement of Persons Protocol. These are not abstract aspirations reserved for future generations. They are practical commitments that require deliberate implementation today. And today, Ghana is taking a bold step in giving practical meaning to that vision. The protocol relating to the free movement of persons, right of residence, and right of establishment was adopted in Addis Ababa in January 2018, and it represents one of the most important instruments of African integration. Yet despite the broad political endorsement, progress towards implementation has been very slow. As of today, only a few countries have ratified the protocol, far below the threshold required for it to enter into force. Ghana believes that where continental processes move too slowly, decisive national leadership must fill that gap. We're therefore not waiting indefinitely for consensus on the free movement protocol before taking action. We're giving practical expression to the long-held aspiration that Africans should be able to move freely within their own continent with dignity, opportunity, and purpose. And so, ladies and gentlemen, effective today, from this moment, all holders of African passports traveling to Ghana for business or tourism will apply for visas exclusively via the new online e-visa platform, and they will pay no visa fee. And so, for emphasis, all African passport holders will not be required to pay visa fees when they apply online. The previous visa on arrival arrangement for African passports, which I initiated in my previous term as president, is hereby discontinued and replaced by this more secure and efficient electronic visa regime. For African countries with which Ghana has visa waiver agreements, citizens of those countries will continue to travel freely to Ghana without applying for visas. For Caribbean and other nations with which Ghana has visa waiver agreements, they also will continue to enter Ghana freely without applying for visas. Applicants will continue to undergo all the necessary vetting and due diligence. The financial barrier for African travel has been removed. What remains firmly intact is our commitment to security, order, and effective border management. Our long-term vision is even broader. We are envisaging a future, and I believe it is not far off, in which all people of African descent can return and travel to Ghana without paying visa fees, as they reconnect with their ancestral homeland. I've therefore directed the Ministries of Foreign Affairs and Interior to begin work expeditiously on modalities required to advance this vision. Ladies and gentlemen, our vision is clear. We are determined to build a Ghana where public services are accessible, responsive, technology-driven, and citizen-centered. As a cradle of Pan-Africanism, Ghana carries a historic responsibility. When the All-African People's Conference convened in Accra in 1958, under the leadership of President Kwame Nkrumah, it was not merely symbolic. It was about building institutions and policies that will give practical expression to African solidarity. That responsibility remains alive today. by introducing the continent-wide free visa access via an electronic platform. Ghana joins countries such as Rwanda, Kenya, Benin, Seychelles, the Gambia, and Togo in demonstrating that openness and security can coexist. We also send a message that welcoming fellow Africans does not undermine your sovereignty. Rather, it strengthens African unity, it strengthens economic cooperation and shared progress. I therefore urge the remaining African Union members, including some of the continent's largest economies, to act with great urgency to implement the Free Movement Protocol. The African Continental Free Trade Area is operational, and the second 10-year implementational plan of Agenda 2063 is already underway. The architecture for integration already exists. What is required now is the political courage and the political will to implement it. Ghana's doors are open, and we encourage others to open their doors as well. While some countries are expelling fellow Africans, Ghana welcomes them and proudly affirms while some countries are expelling fellow Africans and making them feel unwelcome, Ghana proudly welcomes them and affirms that this is your home. Ladies and gentlemen, as I conclude, let me draw your attention to other areas that require end-to-end automation, namely the processing and issuance of work permits and residence permits. You will agree with me that the time has come to move away from the traditional paper-based methods towards an e-permitting platform. Having successfully launched the e-visa platform built on the API PNR system, I hereby ask the Minister of Interior, via the Ghana Immigration Service, the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, the Ministry of Transport and Service Providers, to expand this platform to cover the full automation process for the issuance of work permits and residence permits. This, when completed, will significantly reduce processing time and eliminate physical bureaucracy. It will boost foreign direct investment, it will strengthen regulatory compliance and improve the ease of doing business. On another hand, we continue to improve the travel experience. And as I speak, new 3D scanners are being installed in both Terminal 3 and Terminal 2. These scanners will eliminate the need to remove laptops and liquids from your hand baggage when you travel. Also, in August, we are receiving and installing new equipment that will spare travelers using our airport the inconvenience of having to remove their shoes and their belts. I can see that was a very unpleasant experience most travelers go through. After installation in August, you will not be required to remove your shoes and your belts anymore. So on this occasion, I commend the Ministries of Foreign Affairs, Interior and Transport, the Ghana Immigration Service, Ghana Civil Aviation Authority, and all collaborating agencies for your dedication and cooperation in bringing this important national initiative to fruition. I also wish to acknowledge the Ghanaian technical expertise that has contributed to developing this platform. I'm proud to say that this platform has been developed by Ghanaians solely. As Ghana modernizes, we must continue to build confidence in Ghanaian ingenuity and capacity. I therefore commend Rock Africa Limited and the technical teams whose expertise and dedication have made this project possible. As we commemorate Africa Day 63 years after the founding of the Organization of African Unity in Addis Ababa, with Osajifo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah at the forefront of Pan-Africanism, let this initiative be Ghana's gift to the continent. An open door, a digital handshake, and the assurance that in the Republic of Ghana, no African will ever be made to feel unwelcome. And so, ladies and gentlemen, before I declare the e-visa launch, I would like to invite the Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of the Interior to join me up here. We're supposed to approve the first visas. There are already visas in the online queue waiting for approval. And so we're going to go through the process of approving the first visa. I don't know who it is, but we'll go on the queue and see who are waiting. There are two other tablets. The Minister of Foreign Affairs and the Minister of Interior will review the visa. They'll review the visa, the application, and then when they have passed it and approved it, I, the Commander-in-Chief, will give the I'll give the approval for the visa. You can watch on the screen what is happening.
Okay. So this one.
This one.
Yes.
I should press it.
Yeah. Okay. So now you approve application.
Okay.
Yes.
So
all right. So
the application has been reviewed and they have passed it. So I now will press that green button, approve application. Approve and issue visa. Okay, it's
so
application approved successfully. And the visa is to Petar Zivanovic. Petar Zivanovic, yeah?
So
It's coming from Serbia.
yes. So on the screen is the visa that was just approved by His Excellency the President. So now we'll have the opportunity to see the first visa. So that's the PDF. So it comes with all the notification. So there you are.
visa approved.
And so with that successful demonstration, it is my honor and privilege to declare the e-visa system officially launched.
YZ and I feel power 97.9 FM inside politics jumedi sini fi sabre en kwapem se 6 pm bebo o my Ghana mu nsem ahodo atwego de se ne fata se won so timi nya ho ntiase ana yabo modern abobo ano na sabre de ye de ba ofie ye de ba okamu ye de ba wadwuma mu ne ba bibiara sabre wagebre na woni edi se jumedi e de abom ti hye nso se uko Facebook nso aye wo ho at Power 979 FM and at TVXYZ ewo Facebook XYZ broadcast na YouTube ubetimi agebra hwe dwumadi bi o na afa adwenkyire bi abeba otiri mu no wabo modern na afa wo de ato ase wo mrepemu ye begebre ne yakenkan ewo dwumadi so e de amawo ukọ Ghana fa na ha nyina ya affiliate stations ubedru baby information centers bia hodo bebre ana wo ma bia tuma inside politics dwumadi wo mo hwe se ebeso wo bibia so no bibia so etimide na adwenkyire abebo dwumadi se be na o man no begu so afa ne ntema pa bi e de friends if sabre enkopem 6 pm bebo na kai na hye no so se ye ne edi sa dwumadi di abom okwa MCR Mr. Raf Jampu, Director, Mr. Peter Cranton, Abbas, Mr. Emmanuel Kisi, Mr. Emmanuel Neti, Wamo, and a MCR, Abibiano, Masha TV, Niswama Kama, Sebe, and Abitimi, and now the Ashe Jumedia EB. Lizzie, National Makeup, no rest to the high, ne Elvis, and Kofi, Esantin, Agent Camera, and Chinafi, Wamasha say, Wamu Betre Jumedia, we know so Wamadia some war. Mr. Kevin Asante, enemy producer, Washa Jumedia, Simon to me. Modern femra wakwem na mefa emesomo midi di enke Obrempong the grassroots president okwapemai kania abribia metina sese pe mesekai say ye pepepe yo eyedie eye kwampa biara wo man Ghana ebefa so no wafa ne ntema pa bi die fra enu nti ane yedi dwumadi ba wakwem ne yedi bebesomo se beye na ye nyina ebekoso atimi atoto ayadwene na wo man no afa ne ntema pa bi die fra nyankopon wankyire wa mempene da se abribia no wonso wogebre se yebedi sa dwumadi eri abomo ene nsema hodo ana egupon yiso nemum de adi ahimu pa eye ensuo a asase eto ewo oman Ghana ha na miamia hodo bi especially yen capital city enkran ha empatama hodo bi a abribia ensuo to a ehoyiri for so many years ana sa eye ensemi ana ensuyiri eguso to wo man Ghana ekwa be na mpanifo efa so ene ye beda ho adi na afa ye nyina ye hunu ni mpanifo eye a betimi aboa na sa flooding ya ebedu baby na ensuo eto a na enipa bebre esu no munya baby na o majapade esei de ekra na de sanse niema yi nyina ba ye begebre na afa ye design komono na ompani John Dramani Mahama what is seven member committee bi last year say woman hwe na ensuo to a eto na say woman nyina mu eyire a kwan yo betimi afa so no ma ye sensiesie no sabre sanhye ni nyina akwakosi dan ukodu danso ma residents bi wo ho a wo musu say Ramsar site bi ebe ho a eni senko wo bia esi edan wo ho no sabre de enkrofo si dan ho eno anenam so ama wamu fie a sabre ensuo to a na ebewurawura mu no eguso a ensuo ebubo wura wamu fie mu Greater Accra Regional Nadmo Director so akasa say Ramsar site bi odan so ma wa last year edan ahodo bi e wo ho wamu kobubu no enne dey den na say si wo sa Ramsar site ho ebusha say nsemi ni ensem ahodo beberebi ana yakachiri mu a sabre yade emu nchiremu esede fata eba wakwam ne yade babesomo twan ye dane ye ho aba ye ba pe sensem nyina no ye biem ne ya pene po mesibre Mesamo akwaba bio at about TVSYZ and a Power 97.9 FM. Safei and Ado Casa Fidi Nato Ha. Nameka say inside politics. Jumedi Usini Oko Facebook Unswai Oho at Power 979 FM TVXYZ and a Fe XYZ broadcasting the YouTube and Albania Ohona Fe waiting Ajebre na inside politics in Sama Hodua A Treguno was swab modern the Wajon Chato say one pemu ye beje brand ya can candy ama midi the enke Obrempong and then Metisako Nyakasiemu and the Mugabi say the capacity man, commander of the 900 million angels boss. Baby biara we ye enke Obrempong michia ye pa. I say ye 2 years so na fe ya hwe ensɛm a ɛnɛ wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛdi ho nkɔmɔ a na ɛyɛ flooding ɛnɛ yɛ nsɛm no nyinaa deɛ di akotene wɔ mu paa ɛyɛ flooding atɛkyɛ nsuo tɔ na nsuo eyiri na ebufa so wɔ nkurɔfoɔ fie nkurɔfoɔ nnwumam na ɛsɛe nneɛma ahodoɔ sɛ wohwɛ currently video ɛda tvxyz so wokɔ facebook at power 979 fm tvxyz na youtube xyz broadcasting na video atwa gu no nyinaa bɛhu wei yɛ nsuo a ɛtɔ saa bere nsutɔbere mu a yɛsi na ewura nkurɔfoɔ fie na ewurawura beaeɛ ahodoɔ ɛni sɛ nkewura sɛ ɛbɛyɛ na nkɛmfa oyɛ ne bi ama saa bere deɛ saa wɔsɛ yei na egu so ɛkɔ na yɛba bɛhwɛ now flood a ɛkɔ so wɔ ɔman Ghana no time bɛn kora na flood ne hyɛ aseɛ wɔ ɔman Ghana mu a sɛ nsuo ɛtɔ na nsuo yiri sɛ aha yɛ kanasi ɛne ne mpata mu sɛ nsuo tɔ na sɛ nsuo eyi sɛ no a how many years ni a Ghana hunu sɛ nsuo tɔ a ebi ɛfa bia A ɛfa B anaasɛ C na den na anamɔ bɛ na mpanimfoɔ atimi atu afa ho bɛpem nɛ because according to chart a yɛwɔ wɔ ha ana data ekuta yɛn wɔ ha no since 1935 ana Ghana recorded the first major flood ɛwɔ man Ghana mu a 1935 na the Osajefo Dr. Kwame Nkrumah the late president na ɔno ankasa kora no ontimi kora nje fa hodie ma man Ghana yɛ and yehu say flooding betimi aha man no from 1935 na ohwɛ ebedu 1959 short time no na your friend is saying eguso a eye kese flooding ni guso a man muso na penifo wo man yimo up to June 3rd a year 2015 eho ana disaster kese a flooding debre wo man Ghana a ewo nyina ba mu over 150 deaths esi wo man Ghana ha ene eka kese a emene wo man Ghana ni nyina na eguso ate hu ewo krom ha eye flooding ehun asem na ye be se da aka na afi ya hwe anamo wa mpanifo etu ade afa ho se be ya ye hunu sa ne ma bi o because mpanifo betimi aye ama ensuo to a ye hu sa flooding yi bi o etidie na esi na ye hwe 2023 so flooding na ye nya wa ha recorded a year frequency 20 separate incidents flooding ayade baako a edi wo man Ghana ache yie pa se wo hwe chart ye da hoi ene emfie a wo mo hya se hunu se ensuo to a ebetimi ayi wo man Ghana emiamia ya hodo ensuo to ebetimi afa yen from 1935 bepem na and na se wo man yeguso ti wo man yimu na ensuo to a eno be ye problem na ekire no aje sa ban fasika podo afibia no the commitment these communities ensure form one. Why can't we use that money to fix our problem? What is it? Ayade ani how no? Why must it happen? Say this time around e wo man Ghana mu as ensure to a wo bi a wo te mia ahodo bi ti say alajo agbobulosi kanesi weja nima sakumono klagon and other communities. Then tina was a name what one say bedu rainy season May June July one more and was an yamshin war because and yet nay and ye who say flooding betty me how my Ghana said the medical no since 1935 and no recording on major flooding our my Ghana mo yen near wo yen eti e ba ne saying na bepem ne anamo be ne yetu dia fa ho asa flooding yiguso a etitin krofo ahodo bebre especially na kopiem ewo odo circle what side ekopim alajo agboglosi kanesi weja nima sakumono klagon sa areas what here and next sabri amene what they can say there everywhere has been flooded ensure ebunkama faso nyina. Now what are the causes of some of this your friend is saying your flooding na AC because as of 1935 kana ye endorse sa na ye population here say population ni nyi and now ye hwɛ mmea hodo a Ghana fo bi mu AC wo mo dan a ɛhɔ any kwan say wo se nkom si dan et say Ramsar site ahodo a wo my Ghana hanom any kwan a abrantie yi wei ensuo eto no gota ye yi ato se ensuo emfam no ana wo hwie ball ade agum sa video we ache yie pa na emom bepem na me ne wo kasa nyina sa ne egu so koso wo beti ni fie ball aka beba betwam won fa ball ne ma ne da o twen se ensuo beto ensuo yi ni tia no wasum ball ne nyina na ode agu gata num se gata ne mfenko na wodi ball ne gu ensuo no anyifa na wodwire se ball ne bekọ akọkodu anyifa na ensuo no mfa ball ne nkonkodu eti gata no emu be choki na emu choki a na fe ensuo no ababonche ewura fiefiem contractors ahodo a wo mo ya kwan bebire so ka ho bi gata sanke ye betimi ayim na gata na kofom instead of say wo beye ni yie no wo pene ho anya dodo nti no wa ye gata sinu mo nkete eti nsuo no to a anunya ye den kakra pe ube se nsuo na bu afa kwan no so na eba be wurawura afiafie mo na ni nyina timi hadwene na de flooding ana eba wo my Ghana mo a hwede empatam aye e won kraya currently and se sia asema ababeda ho ni se June July crowd de ensuo na no baba ye de more eti kwan be na mpanifo ade fa so yes wa aha baby a wo hwei aye down sumai aye bibi down ehonum ana wo mo de report aba say hotel we a esi a left side a wo mo nsin ye the last time na me frɛ aye Dr. Kwaku aye ado awono aye MP ewa Ablekuma West constituency say baby a hotel we sisa hotel we o dansuma down wo say dansuma hifa no yes ehonum no I was say wo mo yi sa hotel no ade free ho Honorable Dr. Kwaku ado MP Ablekuma West baby asa hotel we si no it has to be demolished because hotel we nti ana sabre baby na woman recorded flooding e down sumai sabre die sa flooding ne koso camera dan ye video we baby a camera ye ni kire no wo ko hotel na chi e dan bia ni ho because e ho nyina ye Ramsar site baby a hotel yi si nyina ye Ramsar site any say wom si down ho assembly si na ebeba mo so Ablekuma West assembly ayefo MCE Ablekuma West ayefo ne man sa papa yi ana ma mi permit say won ko si sa hotel we si down so mai asabre we e de flood ba MCE na wonim sa hotel baby a wo kwakosi no e wa Ramsar site ara engineers say wo Ablekuma West assembly moko inspect baby na hotel where wo so mudi see some people need to answer some questions your excellency some people needs to answer some questions MCE Ablekuma West constituency your excellency he has to answer some questions akwanya sa hotel where ya akosi kwan ewo dansomai ama ensuo to a na ewura nkrofo fie no eye kwan be so na omo hwe ya wo mo ma permit say sa hotel wo mo nkosi no dansomai your excellency adwumadi a wo se enkrofo eni no se sanie ma bi se ni ya hwe na wantu na esi fom a ebe sai niema bebre ebe sai ye beda niema bi adidi a kire wa ha the Greater Accra Regional NADMO Director aye Dennis Nate aye Ajano wakasa say site ahodo Ramsar site bi a wo mko bubu dan last year nkrofo se om da mko bubu yi no me no de ka say wo Ablekuma West constituency no wo makosi dan foforo bi e wo ho your excellency edanya wo mo bubu ye because e ho Ramsar site ye nsi dan wo ho no ene wo manya permit asia kwakosi ni ho enti Ablekuma West assembly nyame ya adomo a efi this time okọ torchlight ne da mo so every blessed day ye bebo mudi because muka hubi ana flood na ekoso wo dan so ane ne patem no esie now ye bebe wuram every eye constituency a flood entaisi wo pa no ye be ba wuram ye be throw light de ato ho enso no so to ma ye be wura assembly ho ye ba ho kwanya mo fa so ade ma permit ama nkrofo si om stores ama nkrofo si om fie ama nkrofo ye niema hodo no eye expression be na ya mo engineers ehwe ansa na matimi am obi permit so on si the fie on si the store on si the hotel on si bibi bi opese o si no aya anyefo na kwaye inspection no ahwe sa bia ya wo si na ye bia ipa na now ye mo wura dan so ai residents bi o esu wo mo ka kire aban say aban ye Ramsar site ahodo e wo dan so ma ya eni senkrofo esi dan wo ho no ehwanum ana nkrofo be si dan ya eno eka ho bi ana sabre de ensu a eto na eyi bom fie no eyi bom fie yenkohwe wo bra wo mo ka sansem imra ye ba ne ento adwuma de so fema
how ne say asase na deda ha no omo tonto man alatafo no e na omu sisi apartment sesi ensu ni to a enya baby mfa ene na nsanya mepe ya kika mu oye dem na mema fi abonten ebebu de ni no mu yiye edipie ya ya tilapies eti ya srel man pani mahama ya ndc fo otodo ha afi ya ba ko MPP na wa ha fit snit ebesi ya aso ya dwen ba ko se ya nya improvement bi amfi omo ho ene ya toma reverend enti on hyese reverend ado omra meje ye mfi ha esan se ye bre papa me ba fi school ba ni nansa ni no me na etensu ani me ko jiska wo hi enti manchemenu enknafo panimfo ahemfo no omo mbra on kwesi omo ya
na ye film ni je bebre enyumedu na ebo 4:30 entiminda entimin pia bontimpo ntontom high 1 2 insio obeda na wato insio mu cho enu podi enkan orugbe wan na owo ni nemu bola nyama bebre insio no eba embassy aje we be pamblos but see pamblos no me si kwan no sisi agata o me create wa no o ma direction ama ye wa nti direction no mama no omo create gata no omo ntintumu ne nko said ya gata no because enye said omo block wo hono omo direct nko be fufuro kra because unti gata na unja wo nkofo land so na de enye fine enye right
o fine wo ha umoji wante mama ke revenado enu ishi neighbor ewa won paje fai won pa revenado fire ke na mama neighbor je wo kejami mancheme ni da so wo ku be no na me fi ame so wo tu ame gbewo won paje fai wo ke ni won ni yo won ne paje fai wo so mo tu ni ame gbenya ame won sikoti by heart ame won by heart afo gota afo no ko ewa bia na wo ha umo Moji, when you were to me, Friday, Kabashimane walk to me. It's what tilapia, here Petabokwa, Kaja Chalia, I came by Sonu, Biada no to me, it will be fair. Tilapia Jimmy, walk by the fire, Mama walk by the fire, never tell your tojo.
Enti residents ni bi e wodan sumai ana wo hwe no se wo Ramsar site ahodo e wo ho ene kwanya wo masi cement factory Mr. Sanchez cement factory wo ho wo Ramsar site yase pambros asase e da wo ni nyina no wo ma to ni nyina wo ma twitwa mankrofo Nigeriafo alatafo ahodo a wo mo de ba be sisidan your excellency. And Honorable Dr. Kwekuado, MPD Mablekuma West, Sasami last week or two, Yebeka Wahao. The Aquas no Honorable Messirao, Mempesa Yebeko Assemi Hubio. Mempesa Yebeko Assemi Hubio. Shasie 2-1 Ammonia report, FFP Ablekuma West. MC your Wablekuma West, Mr. Santi, you should need for mommy. Ablekuma West MC, you should need for mommy. A crime ban and crofo fa so woman ya permit. I will Blekuma West or woman Timesisi, side Daya Hoodwayna. George Papo Alote, MC, Ablekuma West constituency. MC, then I so our municipality. And if for crime ban or for so woman ya permit, and this is side our Ramsar site. Honorable Kwekuado. One MC. Aya George Pakwalote Nyankopon ya adom efi next week ikwa no eja no dam constituency 247 because yen hwe ama biaya yen sit down wo ho no under your constituency honorable Kwakwado doctor yes Woman me na good screen so no. Next week torchlight ne da mo constituency wo. Ye nyina ye ba ho ye de en camera se ba ho ye de recorders ye de bibia e ba Ablekuma West constituency. What is happening at the Ramsar site? Sa cement factory no mabesi wo Ramsar site na wo eye under the Ablekuma West constituency no wo munya permit ne wo he why na to asase ne de ma wom. We are coming there, we need answers because enu anama sabre the people of Dasumai under the Ablekuma West constituency no wo mu so wo mu bo mampani John Dramani Mohammed eti Reverend Kwakwado Doc wo constituency wo ejagum ensuo na eto no enkrofo se wo ma ye tilapia wo mu ntimi na wo dem from Friday ensuo no toto no wo mu dem nyina yiri eti ensuo no to wo tetani se tilapia eti wo mu bo omampani John Dramani Mohammed say wo mra mebo wom but wo eye honorable Dr. Kwakwado MP di Ablekuma West I was a son of man in our work and everywhere. One MC George Kakwaloti. So what is happening there? Engineers now want Ablekuma West constituency no inspections man no more years and no more permit said you could die. Na insasi a woman de on site plan bachelor woman no woman who says asina Ramsar site ana. Na I was temanin impact from last year. The Greater Accra Regional Minister, Honorable Lindo Klu, Akobu Budaya would draw a year, your first say tema. And an important one Ramsar site. So why are you still giving out permits for people to build on Ramsar site? Honorable George Pakwaloti, Honorable Dr. Kwaku Ado, Nyame Yaduma Monday and Obrempong Mianka Sami di Mubi. Ye badan sumai. You know the people, we are going to talk. We will come to your municipality. We will come to the assembly. We need answers from you. Because and we are calling on Mahama. We are calling on the president. Nanso, what they say, the Greater Accra Regional NADMO Director, Dennis Nate Ajano. Our bra walk kasa adefa edanya wo mu kobubu our Ramsar site e wo dansoma ne empatem na wo mu dwene sen ko ma wie enai enkrofo asen akwa kokusi dan no wo mu nya permit wen yentie NADMO director ne mra ye ba beto adwene sama
ewia we massifim me person ka mekasa but I am putting the MC of Ablekuma West and the municipal works engineer and the planning officers, I am putting all of them on the spot. I am going to report to the regional minister. Some of these people must be sanctioned because buildings are not built in a day. Yeah, demolition. The last house we demolished was this one. And they've sat down. Okay? All these places. They're feeling an air core. And these are some of the problems in terms of flooding. And all these buildings, so I'm instructing my friend in NADMO director, someone who works in, they should mark all these properties. We will pull them down. But you as the media too, we want you to look at it. Me I sure say okay on your demolition last time. And yeah, but not dying be any animal. Overnight, now for the feeling animal. And these are some of the things. Yeah, Juma. You per se o man here the ekoso. Then obi no so afechi dibone wo soon. Can you fire say ebe kun for na ebibia. The blame will go back to president. President, this one there, I am putting the spotlight, like I said earlier on the municipal chief executive over here and the works engineer and the planners. So I'm betting assembly, no offices, no better there. Then they should sack all of them because we cannot go over and over, coming back on some of this. But you have been tasked to take charge of all these areas. Answer no, you to come and check everybody here whether they have permits. And if they have permits, then they should sanction the whoever issued the permit for the people to build on the waterland here. We are tired of all these things. The engineers, the planning officers, all those who sat, all those who are in charge of allowing these people to build here.
Dennis Nate Ajano, Greater Accra Regional NADMO Director now Wakasano. Ablekuma West constituency, what's happening? NC Honorable George Papo Alote. Then SCA. Then Ekoso. And Your Excellency, Presidency Nyano, Muncha and Yema Ekoso Ablekuma West Constituency. A dying cry a kobu no because in the Uni say or Ramsar site. And then she machines are a good the same Ramsar site. She Danya and Crawford sign reacted. On that same site. A one o yes, my yen si fie wo ho, my yen si store wo ho, my yen si hwi wo ho. Enti Ablekuma West engineers a hwe Emma permit ma nkrofo de si omo dan ni wo mo fie ni wo mo stores ni wo mo asori ani wo hotels no me ba chaw e kon be na wo for so ye inspection and you inspected say Ramsar site wo no wo mo si omo dan na be ye yi ana engineer wo ho. As I said from Monday, ye ne mo na betina Ablekuma West eye constituency ho. Ye ba ho. Ye cameras ni ye nu wo kra na so because this government must work. I was say ban timi ye adwuma. Honorable George Pakwalote. Nyame yad mo next week here. Enke Obrempong me ne wa. Ye betina assembly o me sorry fifia no pa bia me ba ho. Because any information na ye hia will get it from you. Ekwaye fa so baye na hotels ahodo a etimi aba Ablekuma West cement factory etimi aba Ablekuma West our Ramsar site ahodo no we need answers from you and you must produce them. Honorable, you must produce them. Whatever happens there, we will come back to this television and show them to the world what you media would as MC. And Greater Accra Regional Minister, Honorable Linda Oklu, Ramsar site ni bia sa pai wadansomai. Etimi le tu wanim se, ebi ana wonhuni, ebi ana wonten. Honorable Linda Oklu, Greater Accra Regional Minister. Me pacho buduza, go and buduza them. Kwana ko busa dan nyina agu. Na the people of Dansumaya, womatina wana kensuo mfa wom. Na womutimi nya omutini dim na tilapia na ya doso. So say Dansuma mfo akire wo nyina, Dansuma down wo say fa bus stop hono, womu nyina da ne tilapia. Na se siempo na da ne tilapia, na gmet fo ka kire yen say efi June July ho kon de ensu ebeto wo kromu ana nya de ketoa. Ene o meda ne sharks bonsu. Eti efi Monday kon de Honorable Kwakwado wudi na wahada. Honorable George Pakwalote MC Adema Ablekuma West wudi na wahada. And report bia ye benya no so ye ba be dani nyina di wa. Ni e dia chairman pani. Se Jumedia wode ma wo se MC tina Ablekuma West na hwe assembly no niema e be kokoso yie no. This is what is happening there. Mama won why microphone e si wo mo dan e wo Ramsar site ama kroni flade. Ama se atemamufo a e wo Dansuma e ho no o mampani John Dramani Mamadina da o ma no. See one mehwe. Look at how disappointed the Greater Accra Regional Director of NADMO. Nisema Walker, how disappointed he was. Hwebiaya amode man crofo so mun sidan. Honorable. Eye. Hwebiaya. Na ye sidan o anka de da honorable. Before last year nka obe azimi office no. Anka ho nyina ye ma. Ye di tumi amamo. Munye. Munni abanyanim. Munyina nya assembly sinanamu. Na baye na niema betuto ye afa de eniema mom kura gusu sai eniema gusu protete pansam our municipalities ahodo no beberemu and we will say them, we will talk about them. We won't be like the other political party bibi nya kura no ya de dabi because we want this government to succeed. This is Ghana's last hope, the NDC, this government. Well, my way last hope any and be biara anyway was say you sakwan ma aban we say be so city na to Ghana for trim say if na de kro yenya ni da so yenya resemu yenya de ye de ho to no so a eno anu no anti municipality bia district biara say ya o mampani John Dramani Mahama de agu se mundi so no ma se mundi so no ye be pajagumo so ye be bowdin. Facts bia ye benya ye de beto abontin gbei eto pedia ye oniema ye as MC ye oniema ye as MP because the fan no the yan say yen saka document I tell sampa ade we say net here we will talk about it. Ye be bom ja. Ye be bie ja funya. Ade go so. I was saying on the 12th of March last year, and His Excellency, the President of the Republic, John Dramani Mahama, a share flooding na air course no say there be. I was so penny for. I want to me eba be share yen flooding situation no na ekwanya ye de faswa flooding betimi atwa e wo man Ghana, specifically in the capital city of Accra. Now, sir, Bedekuo Basoi, 7-member committee. Mampeni John Dramani Mahama Pa, you know, they are not all chair committee, no, a deputy chief of staff in charge of operations, a Ora Stan Dogbe, Yankoshe, Wabra Mampeni John Dramani Mahama, a Pasa Bakoi, Wamanu Disemamudi Tuga, you better to Medina.
Our next step is to go on a road recce to visit some of the areas and see what has to be done. Yes, we saw the problem, but we need to go there and then work with the Ministry of Water Resources, Ministry of Local Government, and then the 48th Engineers Regiment to begin the process of desilting, the drains that have to be desilted. Some tough decisions would have to be made, especially with walls that have been built blocking the water flow in many areas, and then buildings as well that have been from the air you see it clearly than when you are on the ground, and we would have to clear that, because if we don't, as is always said, you do not know when your area is going to be affected because somebody has built some kilometers away from you. But it's not just going to be desilting. There's going to be a communications angle to this. We are going to engage in a lot of public advocacy, encouraging the citizenry to keep their surroundings clean, stop throwing litter into the drains, and then also ensuring that the waste management companies that collect waste, how they also throw that waste away, because you will notice that along Achimota, the storm drain coming towards Odo, there's a lot of rubbish along the drains, and we would have to stop that as well. So
we've been to about 4 basins in Greater Accra for now out of the 9, where we realized that the majority of the streams are heavily silted. That needs immediate channel deepening and widening. We call it desilting, and then cleaning for now, because the rains will be setting in soon. Where we have bottlenecks, we have to put in permanent solutions by constructing the drains. But for now, I believe we should do the maintenance issue by desilting and cleaning the drains whilst we wait for the long-term measures.
I think the first problem that we saw was at Sakumoto, where we had we have 2 culverts, 3-in-1 round culverts, and then 2-in-1. And if you realize they are so small, they cannot contain enough volume of water out into the sea. And if you looked at it well, it was up high, and then the sea was rather pushing water back into the lagoon. That problem will have to be fixed. If we don't fix it, anytime there is rain, the volume of water that is pushed up down from the hills cannot be emptied into the sea. Now we went beyond Tema fishing harbor area. That area is a controlled exit into the sea. So anytime we have excess water inland, the arrangement should be that we should have somebody there to open up the outlet. Otherwise, we'll have the sandband keeping the water inland, and that will cause flooding. We've been experiencing this almost every year. I think this time we'll have to get a solution to that. Now back to Weja. The Weja area is more of indiscipline. People building within low-lying areas. We will have this problem all the time because, one, anytime the Weja Dam is open, we will have that problem. Anytime it rains, we will have the same problem. So the only thing is that the the city authorities will have to prevent people from building in the low-lying areas. Achimota, we know the storm drain. It has been there for a long time, and we've had adjoining streams or drains now being attached to the main storm drain. So the collection of water has now increased, and we still have the same storm drain. Some part of the storm drain is collapsed, and I'm sure you'd have seen it. If we don't tackle those issues, then this silt will be washed back into the storm drain, and then we'll have the volume that it can take being reduced, and then we'll have water cashing out onto the land, creating problems. That's flooding. So that is it, and we are going to look at it. From here, I'm sure we'll be going around having a road recce on some other areas.
Clearly, I'm very, very, very down because looking at the work ahead and the solution, the task given to us, there's much to be done. And I think most of the problems that we are facing are human-made problems. The question is as to whether we can fix it within the shortest possible time. That is one problem. In the area of sanitation, I think both in the 5 zonal areas that we went, there's work to be done. And the building on the waterways, people are now indiscriminately building. So myself and my city authorities may have a lot of work at hand. And I know in the coming days, drastic and decisive action has to be taken. So in the interim, these are a few words that I want to say.
So would this be extended to other regions?
Clearly, we have to extend it to other regions because everything starts from Accra. And if you look at the number of areas that were given to the committee, it cut across all regional centers. But I have to give ministerial directive. But you know we work as a team. This is just an area view that we had. Whatever information, whatever decisions will have to be taken must be replicated in all the other regions. But in the interim, the decision has to be coming from this ministerial, a presidential task force that has been set. We don't want to be working in silos. We have to work in tandem with all the regions.
It's the anti-flood task force, His Excellency, the President of the Republic, last year, Wabo Modin said, Wamumra Meshe, Sebeyana flooding, Ebitra, Ewo Mangana Moa, Anna Hum, Penifua Hodwa, Wamuka, a year committee, who yes, Siabeba, the Oche, a year, the anti-flood task force, a year, Deputy Chief of Staff in charge of operations, a year, Stan Dogwe. And the legal counsel to the President, Marietta Brew, served as the Secretary to the task force. The other key members include the Minister for Water Resources, Works and Housing, Kenneth Gilbert Ejay, the Minister for Local Government, Ahmed Ibrahim Honorable, the National Security Coordinator, DCOP Abdul Osman Razak, and the Deputy Director General of NADMO, Teddy Adi. Yasema Yebisane say, so far, Enyema Kwakusihi. And penny for as the anti-flood task force, our man Penny John Dramani Mama say, Aka Mumbeshe na mumfa inputs nimbra se beye na wo man no ensuo to a emfa nkrofo ne mabio no yasema ye bisa ne say so far over a year ni adwumade come on sano. What are some of the measures? What are we looking at? Because 1 year down the lane, no, we are still seeing flood. Oko dance man in empatem, ufa lajo, ufa circle, and a TV Africa anymore in our flooded. So, what are the measures? It's a question. Yapase so far, the flood task force. What are the measures? Ye bisakeke. Na ye hunu say, okay, measures biya ba ye digu akwemu se beye na ensuo to a ebeja ya na. Anase denesi enebrei 1 year after sa position be come on say ensuo eto wo man Ghana hanoma still flooding bufa so. So what are the measures? I am just asking. We are asking here. And we will continue to ask, we will come to you, we will need answers as to the reason why Bepimne ensure Egusuto na Ghana and as Accra, especially Egusua air flooding. I say, I'm here to media the some fem now for yen free flood in one sense, Semukakra. Yen free we see a jato week munina copy next week, copy next month, next 2 months, June, July, munina yejina flood no so. And some of you will be quite yet. I was said this flood tax force. One with me my measures are one with the guaquem. Never yet, be free next year. I ensure to tunnel. Young with our flood in you because Abribian ensure baby ensure tobre baby dua. And sometimes if you look at some of the communities, say that some may be more than a fishy. I want to swim. Yent me to them, sir. Ti sir the anti-tax force a flood tax force no ye betimi anya wo mu input a wo mu fa soro ehwehwe fom nyina ba bia flood tax no measures om de agu akwam na fe ya to adwumadi ne so ye free flood yin wunsam kakra na ya wura Ghana nsam ahodo mu a ye nkonko hwe honorable ato Forsen finance minister ninsem bi odi atu dwade afa Ghana public debt ho na from 2013 said ye public debt net year any bepim nei said ye womo ebo modern afi womo manage ye public debt no yentie Dr. Kasiela to Forsen rani ento adwumadi ne so.
Speaker, the second one relates to the reconciliation report on the Petroleum Holding Fund for the year 2025. Right, Honorable Speaker, this happens to be an obligation imposed on us as part of the Petroleum Revenue Management Act, that the minister responsible for finance must submit a report of the previous year to Parliament detailing what accrued to the state in terms of the petroleum funds and how this amount was used. And so, Mr. Speaker, I'm only presenting a report detailing what was accrued to the state and how we actually utilize the resources. Mr. Speaker, the next one happens to be the public debt report, the annual public debt report, which is largely informing Parliament Ghana's public debt situation. And Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to inform the House that Ghana, for the first time since 2013, have achieved a moderate risk of debt distress from unsustainable debt to high risk of debt distress and now a moderate risk of debt distress. And so it's only, all the details are in the report, and accordingly the committee will.
Dr. Kasiela ato force one no ye oman for finance minister and watch the modern bar by wobo na amayem public debt no NGN nemum sabre mum no I very moderate na omo manage se beye na how my Ghana adwene since 2013 na eye NDC aban nete so 2014 no mo na e wo ho na His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama and net so time na moderate until 2016-17 and another dan Kwaku Fado Alhaji Baumia Ken na Euforiata wadwani akotena America ebefa wo man and Ghana public debt boom medical catcher that sir in a space of 8 years na dan Kwaku Fado Alhaji Baumia Ken na Euforiata nkwa bobesia at the Ghana bobesia over 600 billion Ghana cedis. Over in just 8 years, over 600 billion Ghana cedis were my moi. Ubi said then I'm the aya. No omijina no bia no popo. Every comment Kruma Mresubepe Mama 2016. Public debt 120 billion Ghana cedis. Amampe the 400 na etwam nyina Kufuor de eka ho, JJ de eka ho, Atamas de eka ho, Mahama de eka ho, Kwame Nkrumah mo de eka ho, Hwan de eka obia de na 120 billion for all, from 1957 up to 2016. From 2017 up to 2025 na da Kwaku Fado ni Alhaji Mahmoud Baumia kwa ebo besia 8 years pe ebo besia over 600 billion Ghana cedis. Ya kasem we kire wa ya wo gini se ya ntai wo bi nchiri wo bi Debbie, but I was so many year, mammy knew me. And on many be year, ya were manoko betting ya buona say, dear Naba, Nasama Yokono, and yan PPR, among Kahun. Oma di oman Ghana wo. Oma say oman no report aba the 2023 All African Games. Now Auditor General said the sports minister together with 2 other top officials refund Ghana sika 579 million Ghana cedis. Yes. Sir, All African Games no more yeah. Almost $15 million and we Diane for 18 days. $15 million. One day $4 million come out GTV. So woman tina chroma no move All Africa game near $4 million. GTV for Becca Saino, woman some sick on Saka around $105,000. Under Mustafa Yusuf as the sports minister. Journalist accreditation, some paper now, you make your picture near the Atareso, Kakre be say, near the rubber found near the Asel Komono, under the MPP, under Mustafa Yusuf, one was over $4.1 million under the year accreditation. Animal journalist. And these people, you want to give them power again? For what? I am a Auditor General Bem. 579 million Ghana cedis. Mustafa Yusuf and the other 2 top officials, they have to refund that money. I was somebody's cannibal. Do you know the amount of money I'm talking about? I get 500 million. Oh. And yeah, Ghana is 500 million American. New Ghana cedis. 579 million Ghana cedis. Do your calculation. What it is canum. National Sika Auditor General report aba say e was say omo refund this we. I knew it will come to this. Sir, All African Games now year 2023 no. I knew people will have to account for it. People will have to pay. WBC say Eden Bonipa 90 Ghana for IMPP for me be say asem we there. Every sector under Nana Dankwa Kufuor's leadership, every sector under Baumia's leadership, almost say no. Vegetable sector, almost say no. Woman disca. I did how many? Mumaje to me, made your mind Ghana so. My best for my Ghana is second na Eddie Assemble to Macquarie actually. Yamubi Yaka. Me say. Me shakom akwanya ora eye na juma me enke Obrempong me shakom akwanya abai be faso na wagege sa krono sika na mawie ni nyina free mo. And the other day I was watching Mustafa Yusuf our interview be so and catch them say Wakoma GTV almost $4 million some venture All African Games. No go so insist. You GTV your Ghana here. Mukumon $4 million. I was here, you better told you ready so. I was had dia you better victory a garlic mixture for so ye ediaba. Na yakwakwo hwe womu nupa womu wo kwanya enui efa so na asa yare wa hodo bo modern na debre yi wasum na fe tie victory garlic mixture for. Se wodie wo mu a bo modern na tu na mo na kopa bi ebebo aye pa. Yen komna enjoy media ni so.
Enua victory garlic mixture na wati ni bi na tia ni se na edro ni tie na no pasem ne se edro we adwuma ye titru pa ne se ebeboa ananna ne srade e wo ni padua ni muntin mu ama ohu atɔ kura de dika obabi wo ha okomfikyire a ema edro a wuhia ye victory garlic mixture ebi kura wo bekɔ a ewie wo ansa na ba ye victory e na wuhia victory no ma na busumi biara ubenya ufikyire akwa empa ho kura eno de akyi a obi wo ho a ne ti ne ta adwa no obi wo ho ye adwuma kakra bia no abrɛ na nakoma bɔ ne periperi ni nyina ye mogya entimi mfa akoma nu nkwa adwen mu eno ne kɔfa saa de ne ba odofo mesrew so wo ho na wonsɛm ta adwew ebia wonsa no sei ana wonamro mu na esi fom no kura adwew ana ayetofo sɛ de edi fom ato mpaboa mu a ɛyɛ victory ɛna me kan fama wo onum victory asa no ma ye bobɔ so nyina no ebegyae de ɔtɔ ho anadwo a wontini na wohia victory emframa nyankopɔn de ama yɛn sɛ yɛn humi wo de wo humi a na wo tie so o bra ɛyɛ victory ɛna betimi aboa wo ye wo bi wo so a o ho ana ne yam ahye no a obia na ne ka obia nya ne hwe obi also na koma bɔ ne pɛripɛripɛri ni nyina mogya ne ntimi ne afusa ne yɛ wu ni pɛpɛ no ɛduru awunya yɛ victory garlic mixture de watwa bra ya bia ya na sɛ kokodue ne nam no no yɛ ne basa ɛyɛ victory ɛna meka fo wunya victory bi no ma ɛbɛboa wo sɛ doctor de wato aduro so sɛne a wobɛtumi anom victory na ka waduro wo nyina ne sɛ waduro no na abɛnom a meat aduasa no anom wei so na abɛnom a no anom victory no so akyi meat aduasa woyɛ ne sɛ bibia bɛde kama ma sɛ wo nase tata woyɛ agya ho adwuma a mesrɛw adura meka mfo ama wɔayɛ victory garlic mixture mesrɛw nipa ne bia danse a yɛpɛ sɛ yɛfa wo ma danse na tie na sɛ wo so kɔtɔ a wobɛnya saa danse korɔ no a
ntumi mi mpedwa mi ntumi ni di mi yare so mene ko be 12 years ni ma nu ndro mo jeduru 5 minutes de trim matutu na say na meti TV ntumi na me hwe ne mu say mo tan drobi esi victory heba victory garlic mixture ne mi mtodru sa ba modru no asa modru no eye papa ntumi ni di o mi din sa no me ni di afi bi no se di ya na afi insan afi bi no ntumi di bi afi mi di ma edubone sa bi semi anu so no ntumi di anu so mi ba mu sa afi de anu so bi du bi no ntumi di bi afi mi hu de me nya me ngam ti edo no kan wo TV so a na me kutu bi ni me edo no anopa eni awia ni anwumre no ande no si afi nyampara mi no adibia ntumi di mi si afi na tola tam ko ya black masa modro no die edoni ye na nyame nhira mo
aje me pa me problem ye menstrual pains nda ne kakra me so me nya me menses no boso me ma me bre pa me brankasa me timi to tondro no na ne se man ti se yesi ye bi dro ha na makoto ba bia me we ntimi fa ka ekọ obi kru so ekoto bi dro me timi no bi tese na victory ni de in fact I don't know minim de wo mu de me koto bi me ti advert no TV so sada na me sorry anwunwe na me koto ye na dana me say ade yi to me padi mu no moja tropa yi to me padi mu ti me twa to me phone so kura say ha adwene a enka me de betum aka ho na ma hwe te say so wa hwe ye kwa ka se na bia me ya bo hwe na me no maduro bi te say efi sada na yi sa moja troa no to me padi mu no me nya meze se no maduro e ma me hu sa e moja se bi like say kwoti te say ni nyina flow kama to victory tie mintimi enja ento ho nte to de bia na mo ba abasha mo me so abasha na edo ne me di hu adanse
obi si me de cholesterol sa de bone e na aba mi nipadua ma be di atenase waduro ye victory garlic mixture se wunya victory ne no ma cholesterol ne se ne ne e density bia no victory be yi ni nyina afi nipadua no odofo wo pedia to anama ne 024 2545 633 024 2545 633 and 020 129 3280 020 129 3280 a victory mkunimdie ne ade brem.
Water for optimal performance in any physical or mental exercise. We can help you maintain it naturally. natural. For bulk purchase, call 0596 273 546 or 0596 273 547. This advert is FDA approved.
Hi. Now let me tell you about Safari Valley Eco Resort, the first of its kind in West Africa. Upon your arrival, you are introduced to your butler, who plans your itinerary.
We were surrounded by wildlife from the moment we entered the eco park.
So many activities, all in the same premises. Visit the gym or the stables, they have it all. At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
We also went fishing on a man-made canal. Our tour guides taught us so much about the wildlife and how to interact with them.
They used only electric vehicles here. This creates a serene environment. I'm told it's over 1,000 acres. My cabin here sits on 2 acres with a large terrace space overlooking my private swimming pool. Now this is royalty. They have their own farms, thousands of fruit trees. I can also have my lunch here at the waterfall. Quite a beautiful place you have here.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
If I cry na menyisika, etia ye mefui.
Ehin fa na menya bosia, edia tre medjuma yimu.
Kai cry mabre, me busia ato taxi fufu. Suhum Rural Bank.
Suhum Rural Bank.
Yema kwa baba Suhum Rural Bank. Ya won hye ahodo bi te se dwadefo abosia, ekokro bosia, susu account. Ene da so wo savings account. Me bada chain savings account. Ene de keka ho. Suhum Rural Bank was 03422919896. Na won so wetumi aka se.
Suhum Rural Bank. Ama ene mayeka una.
Suhum Rural Bank. Enti me pa minie.
Suhum Rural Bank, growing our heritage.
Na ede na ya obeya oda former son ye funu emunumunim.
Oh Mr. Entry also yare ya titi be benfie pi nanso ne yam nyono da se me chew no ahodo amato a me hunu hwe a ebe ya nwanwa
menyi ni se what ulcer tamfo hexa capsules any hexa mixture yanum bom kotia ulcer no bia ma no anom anka ne ho ato no dadaada ulcer dro de eno any hexa capsules any hexa mixture
akom ni nchiremu
ulcer ye kura eto ye funu ene ensunumu etuma wo ye funu ekeka wa wogire ho a enyi ulcer etumi ema wo ye cheko ebra wadidi awie so how aye ulcer de a compare hexa capsules any hexa mixture nanum bom na ho ebeto
pedudu atu a ko okanshi drug lane Kumasi Dani Herbal Takradi AA Mensa Anafre 02038228855 Apefo abatan ya woma won mofra no fo ene mofra woni mfie dumienu enka ho Haxa capsules ene ne mixture
ulcer tamfo edie age adwadie nkrato yi atom.
The serene environment fits into the goal of the school, which is simply to provide excellent educational foundation for your ward's development before they commence primary education. At first glance, clearly you will see why the school is called Hebron Hills International School, as the building stands tall overlooking town. With a Montessori style, we have experienced and dedicated staff and trained teachers. Our small sizes classrooms are meant to enhance teacher-focused approach where children get one-on-one attention from the teacher. Hello there. We are open at 7:30 a.m. and school closes at 2:30 p.m. After school care is from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m., while early drop-off can be arranged at 6 a.m. Hebron Hills International School is located at Midye off the Nsawam Road. Locate us with GP postcode GW0688 GA West and GPS code 06884870. You can contact the school and make further inquiries on 050-876-2375 or call the office directly on 0302-918768. Email us at hebronhills.school@gmail.com. Hebron Hills International School. Excel and shine.
Obrempong eye adwumada. Eboa eyam aduane. Eboa eyi nsa free ni peduanim. Na eboa woni pedua ma etena ho yie. Nanso, wonim sɛ nneɛma a yɛdi na yɛnom timi ma brɛbɔ yɛ adwumaden sen pɔtee
mehu da me brɛbɔ yɛ adwuma paa ebia sɛ sɛ mentumi yɛ biribi boa me brɛbɔ
ani and nothing about the left hip from the Moses Clinic near Herbal Center about herbal food supplement. What says it? Pa the barber, ama a year juma ye.
Now, any juma.
Fatopa yenu, and no pani anymore. Now a boama brabo ye juma ye. Sunny a beya, a bit me and yam a journey a woody, a sissy pijanimo, a ye moving see.
And no, I'm a brabo here.
Wobenya Live Kid wɔ pharmacy, herbal shops, ne supermarkets a ɛbɛn hɔ. Sɛ wopɛ dodoɔ so etu a, frɛ 0244 068447. Live Kid, boa wo brɛboɔ, boa wo nipadua. Ɛduro yi ɛnyɛ ma apemfo, ɛma a ɛma ɔmomanofo ne mmɔfra a wɔnya mfie dumien. FDA agye dwadie nkratoɔ yi atum.
Misama Wakwaba Building about TVXYZ and a power 97.9 FM inside politics Jumedi Sini Uko Facebook ayo at power 979 FM TVXYZ YouTube ye XYZ broadcasting na fe wabo modern eje wadwo nkyere atu Jumedi ase wobra wajebre na wohwebi na mrepem no ye bejebre na yakenkan ewo Jumedi so ede ama midi de enke Obrempong ne me na mtia konwa kase mu edi Jumedi ho chiame ede sumo nyankopon enhyira mempreda kopem 6 pm bebo modern akan ho na wo man Ghana mu nsem ahodo a etweguo yenyina be koso akire adwene se beye na wo man be koso no wafa na ntema pa bi ede efra baby a obetimi age wa home baby a obetimi aye wo party baby a obetimi aye wo ayie baby a obetimi aye wo engagement baby a organization company mo betimi akoye mo conference ama mo ho atimi atomo pa Safari Valley Eco Resort abusia se ukopiem ewo kwapem mu a ukugwa kwapem ade edukrom akwapem edan ho a eho ana Safari Valley Eco Resort war with their serene environment. So you kwan omafa so create man-made lake. No ubetimi atena so with your small boat. No ride with yourself, with your partner, with ubia one in them. Na afe zoo or harmless animals. Ubetimi ni bi edi agro anopa was sorry. Now we feel the cool breeze of the mountains. You know, Safari Valley Eco Resort pe ana on sabetimi aka. Say ni ma pa mebo boso di achire winyina nti. But modern say odu wani bechi ukwape memu. Wobra opese wonye waye bi kra na nye classy organization pe bia a conference na ye classy aye kama asumdwemu mamani etimi age me pacha mo nyina Safari Valley Eco Resort na mo de bani be kire wo holiday wo leave wo vacation bi a opese wo ope bia da wo Ghana ha be ye okra se wo abrochire na wasumdu adwo ko Safari Valley Eco Resort na koda ho omunua ne pa de dead so metimi dia serve ama wakoma etimi atoyem but modern nation so se ofre number ya wo mo beje so na nkyiremu aka bi a wo hwehwe no wo de asomo se beye na obetimi akọ Safari Valley Eco Resort no ewo eye okwapemam na wakwakodi dwumadi bi a opese odi ho number obetimi afre omo so 0596 914-394 0596-914-394 and now visit your website at www.safarivalley-eco-resort.com www.safarivalley-resort.com www.safarivalley-resort.com na fe what mini o madi nkita ho na ne a wo hwehwe biara se wo mo betimi ayede abo no wo matimi ayem yewi an yen comedy Moses or the left kid diaba 100% herbal supplement no na dwumadi a wodi ni se obebo liver no ho ban atoda bi wo ha yedidi anajo yenya bre ne ada wodidi a wo se otene obe 5-6 hours se de be aduane betimi ato no bo na digest na fe nie enye nyina nto atimi afri ni peduanum but esiane se yedu ayabre yedidi ya ne yedanti no ehye liver no ma ne ye adwuma mroso se be ye no be yi fi no wayam nuane ne nso yie wo yem na hoode atimi atena oni peduanum enu nti ana Moses for the left kid aba se wo liver no ebre nyina na hoode ba fom but se won setimi kan left kid no na no bia time wa eye adwuma mroso no na e ma na ahode e se ne fata se be na abre bia no oliver no betimi enya ahode hye no so se wo pharmacy shop ana herbal shop bi e ben wa wo betimi enya lift kd bi ato na emome bia won so pe lift kd bi atu de go pharmacy shop ana se herbal shop mu na waton Fred Medimosis for e wo number we so meje so no ma obi atu atom 0244 068 447 0244 068 447 Bomode na shane so sa bia no obebo Oliver ho ban because eno dia eba be somu na ama wa hoden na odi atena abrabo yimu extra natural mineral water ye nsukrojin a emuda ho yie pa nnuane no sefata se nsuo bia hia na betimi aboa ne apomdin asipia sita no waye krado se wode eboa nti eyema wo eyema wo mame eyema oba eyema oyere eyema busuakuo ni nyina se obeye yie na fei wama enipa dodo nso ebebe ye ni bi obeye wedding obeye engagement dwumadie bi a wudi wo se nipa hodo obanyina na kai na hye nso se nsuo a ubetimi dia som wa hoho ma omani atimi age ho eye extra natural mineral water bomode na hye nso ma me se ubanyam ya to Melcom shops nationwide baby na fei minimat bi ebe wo nso watimi anya extra natural mineral water ni bi ato na mum wo nso upebi atu ade a good shop na waton dia bomode na friend number si on bejo so no mama extra natural mineral water bi etu aton na so watimi age ho faso go botom 0596273546 0596273546 and 0596273547 0596273547 extra natural mineral water or say simply natural. I'm saying I told you media so the amount they are near because Divine Hope Herbal Center for Asue Wamo and I Ochia herbal powder Edia Be Grandma so nti are ready Yankonko tie Divine Hope Herbal Center for Ochia herbal powder Wamo dia ba waki and ready dia Yanko His Excellency the President of the Republic of Ghana, John Dramani Mahama, Ninkoma Hodwa Wadia Tuja, Ediafa economy ho, Kwanya, Wamai Ghana, Etimia Faso, na yenya stable currency asabre, Ujani Nibia or Maimu Edija Wunsuro, Sa Adebeti, Nadola no Akwasehi, Adebeti, Nadola Nakosoro, Anana Swati, any the KPIs. Kwanya faso na economy ama na hoden etimi agina brane yenkotie omapani John Dramani Mamamra ye be beto admedi so.
Economy is doing much better than it has ever done in the last several decades. We have achieved macroeconomic stability, and so inflation is down. It came down to 3.2%. And recently, because of the external factors, it has risen marginally to 3.4%. But that is a sign of a resilient economy. Because in the past, as soon as there was any external shock, the inflation rate started shooting up, and then also the currency started depreciating very fast. But things look more stable. The currency is stable, interest rates have come down, and our reserve position continues to rise. Currently, we have foreign reserves to the tune of $13.9 billion as Ghana's foreign reserve position. And as the Minister of Local Government told you, it can cover 5.7 months of imports. We've come up with a new policy to build the reserves even higher, to be able to cover 15 months of imports, so that in the event of any external shock, Ghana's economy will be resilient and will not be affected. We have also come to the end of the IMF program. We inherited the IMF program from the previous government. At the time we took over from the previous government, all the agreed performance indicators were out of track. It meant that the program was in danger of derailment. And so in the first quarter, after we took over, we had to take some stringent action to bring the program back into alignment and bring it back on track. And I'm happy to report that we're able to do that. The first mission that came approved the program, the second mission approved it, and the final mission just left Ghana last week, and they have given us a satisfying mark for performance. It's now going to the board and the board will release the last tranche of $380 million to support the Ghanaian economy. But we're not going to have a kinky party because we believe that it is still work in progress. Unlike others who left the IMF and held wachi and kinky parties, happy to be free from the IMF, we are not doing that because we know that our economy still needs a lot of work to be done. And so we've agreed with the IMF to replace the extended credit facility with a policy coordination instrument. It means that every 6 months, we and the IMF will sit down and look at how our reforms are going and see whether we are still maintaining the kind of discipline that we started with or things are not going very well. And so we'll still have a program, technical assistance with the IMF, but it will not be exactly a program. And there's no bailout involved in this. And it is my hope that this is the last time that Ghana will go to the IMF for a bailout. We must be able to manage our affairs in such a way that we don't go cap in hand begging anybody to come and bail us out. Now, our economy is expanding at a fast rate. At the time we took over, the total gross domestic product, the size of our economy, was just above $80 billion. Within 1 year and a few months, we have increased that size of the economy to $114 billion. And so today, as I speak with you, Ghana has moved from number 11 biggest economy in Africa to number 8 biggest economy in Africa. And you can see it in all the sectors. If you take non-traditional exports, at the time we came into office, the total value of non-traditional exports was $3.83 billion. In just a bit above 1 year, we have moved the total value of non-traditional exports from $3.83 billion to above $5 billion. And so it shows that the economy is expanding, is doing well, because there's been a 30.7% increase in non-traditional exports in 1 year. And so this gives us the opportunity to be able to invest more in our people, to be able to create jobs, to be able to improve our infrastructure in our schools, in our hospitals, in agriculture, in roads, and that is what you've been hearing from the ministers. One of the first things we did was to pass a policy that said that 80% of the District Assembly's Common Fund should be transferred directly to the districts. Figures that we have from the past show that barely 40% of the District Assembly's Common Fund was being released to the districts. And in any case, there were large arrears. It was not being paid in a timely manner. Today, as I speak, all the DCEs will testify to it, that 80% of their money is received, and it is received in a timely manner. As soon as the quarter is finished, the Minister of Finance does his calculations. He calculates how much should go to each assembly. It goes to the Minister of Local Government, and he transfers it immediately. So you find that even without central government action, in the districts alone, development is taking place. CHIPS compounds are being built, schools are being built, 24-hour markets are being built, and we had the opportunity to cut sod for the Bole one yesterday, and these are being built in 261 districts. So every district is getting a 24-hour economy market. This will stimulate economic activity because markets are places where farmers have the opportunity to sell their goods, so they are outlets for sale of agricultural products. But more importantly, they are centers where the currency circulates among the population.
So where we are standing right now is part of the river. Okay, this is part of, but they have filled the whole place. If you look at this is supposed to be the river bank. Look, this is supposed to be the river bank, but they have filled the whole place. Look at the plants. It shows you that the river ends here. Okay, all this place is supposed to be the land that receives the water from upstream before it goes into the sea. You can see for yourself. And look at the structures they are putting in the water. Just show the water. Show the water. Show the. This is the river. Okay, this is the river. They are building in the river. You see, all this place is supposed to be part of the river, and they are building in the river. If you turn your cameras around, you will see that is the river bank. Okay, but people have entered into the river and have filled the water, and they are building on it. How can we just speak it to ourselves?
I am a system. But I am putting the MC of Ablukuman West and the municipal works engineer and the planning officers. I am putting all of them on the spot. I am going to report to the regional minister. Some of these people must be sanctioned because buildings are not built in a day. Yeah, but yeah, demolition. The last house we demolished was this one. And they've sat down. Okay? All these places. They're filling an air core. And these are some of the problems in terms of flooding. And all these buildings, so I'm instructing my friend in Admo director, someone who works in, they should mark all these properties. We will pull them down. But you as the media too, we want you to look at it. Me I sure say okay on your demolition last time. And yeah, but not done be any animal. Overnight, now for the feeling animal. And these are some of the things. Yeah, Juma. You per se o man here the ekoso. Then obi no so afechi e di bone wo sun. Can you fire say ebe kun krofo na e bibia. The blame will go back to president. Being president, you know, this one there, me I am putting the spotlight like I said earlier on the municipal chief executive over here and the works engineer and the planners. So I'm betting assembly no offices don't bet there. Then they should sack all of them. Because we cannot go over and over coming back on some of this. But you have been tasked to take charge of all these areas. Answer no, you to come and check everybody here whether they have permits. And if they have permits, then they should sanction the whoever issued the permit for the people to build on the waterland here. We are tired of all these things. The engineers, the planning officers, all those who sat, all those who are in charge of allowing these people to build here, they should.
Okay, but Samuel Akwababe bio at the TVS YZ na fe power 97.9 FM. Inside politics jumedi ni gu so en sama hodo a etwegu no ye de esomo. Yenko ye wotwea heba pada for Divine Hope Heba Center. Womo ene de otwa heba pada aba. Womo nro amoton Chief Akwaba.
Mejo semenu.
Na bibia boko
Yankopon da room.
Okay, Ghana 40 womo hwe wotwea heba pada yenko.
Meda semenu ya ene nsu na sane. Nti ama litka kra abem nti ahwefo na etiefo mvanche ye time dia na edisu nsu na ama traffic rebe ache nti ye ba ye nkomodie ni be ketua bi de bia me ka asem se soja ni wotu a okono wa akono police ni wotu a one so de kwa akono lawyer ni kura ne pena o de kwa ne office na mu se base bema be ye bema dia na je se ohwehwe otwea heba pa o de kira kwan aha enye etu de ko anya sekan na edeko ena nya pen na de be aput to you na mum eye otwea herbal powder ena how de be memasem a kire wo yiri wo fie se me bema abra na usisi ye wo ya sanse watena se ache na waye bia na enko no onum otwea herbal powder yawe ne kope na afi o memasem na wagina brand enti obi ansisi ye ne ya sisie na chim achia sugar wo ne ho hwe a enye yi enam entena se redu enti no mesro se wunya hotwea heba pada se ekima wa na wo se na no bi ni medi nkomo wo se ne maya abade sakola fo nko abibia ni ase ho enso oni ahode na nokora emoja na se obeye bema na wotimi atia oba ka se wo ye sakola woman na ekire se ubenya adura ye friend say otwea herbal powder na otiba akwa no na the friends wo shaka na obone guna abra wo sisi yawe ne kono na afe entine ma wo ye bema no na emu ebiebie na moja timi afemu ye na watimi asori akoye adwuma e wo se wo ye ene nsu oto wokɔ fie bɛma pɛ ɔtwea herbal powder fa hyɛ wo ho mesrɛ wo ɛnyɛ aborɔfosɛm ɛna wei ɛnyɛ akratesɛm ɛna medeɛ meyɛ sei medeɛ meyɛ sɔfo medeɛ meyɛ limam medeɛ meyɛ lawyer medeɛ meyɛ judge mesrɛ wo ɛhɔ nko na ha nko deɛ di nsuo yɛ no wode nsa yɛ a ɛnyɛ yɛ da abra yare a yɛfrɛ no sɛ sisiyadeɛ atena wo so na wopagya wo tuo no na ɛsɛ ne tiri ase no mesrɛ wo ɛhɔ akratesɛm anim nti sɛ wonom ɔtwea herbal powder sɛ ɛkim a yare ne kɔ no na wo mɛma yɔ ɛgyina brane meka sɛ obi tie me na re ho sɛ na mabɔ so yi koko didi ni mu ama ɔyɛ ne ho hwe a ɛnyɛ yie sɛbi ɔkɔ agyanan so ɔkɔ private a ɔno nko a wana ho hyɛ hɔ nom sanse ɔkyema na mu biebie na ɛyɛ ne ya da bia ne yɛmbɔ mu kuro sɛ deɛ nsom na ɛbɛtɔ no na somya ne hene ɔnu na som saa na ne ɔpɔsa na ɛyɛ kɔ saa nipa no saka ɔtwea herbal powder ne ɛwɔhia ka ho ɛyɛ nsuo hyɛ pɛ asa na ɛkɔ wo nipadua no mu a na mogya ne nanane a na yɛawe no nyinaa ɛkɔ a afei no woyɛ bɛrima na woayɛ brane woyɛ ɔbaa a woayɛ ɔbaa sima na watumi apem de akɔ n'anim mesɛ wowura fie mmiɛnsa mu na wo sɛ da biara obi ne ne yere ɛko ntɔkwa nanso wɔntumi nyaa ɔbaa no a asɛm ɛwɔ hɔ ɛsiane sɛ deɛ wɔbaa no hu no nti ɔntimi ma ɔbaa no nkɔ ɛna koratwe ɛha no no ɔtetee sɛne sɛ yare ahodoɔ pii gu nipadua no so te sɛ bp na wanom bp aduraa ma nnene mɛma yɔ no kɔ fam wohu na abɔnten afɛfɛɛfɛ hyɛm wodane kaa yi mu a vieti yɛba nyɛ asɛm ketewa nanso ɔduru dɛm a na yɛre nkɔ anim ne sikiriti wɔ hɔ nom na werɛ wɔ sɛm no no ɛna ayɛ ne mpaebɔ ne su ne ntɔkwa ɛwɔ fie Mr. Pe otwea heba powder chira kwan anopa baako anwumre baako ne wohia pɛ yɛ nsuo hye fa gum ne num saa ne bɔ ne guna asa sabi entinimu yare enti obenya stroke aka fom ne fa adwodwo sabi wontimi kura nanti yi ne kasasɛm so enko yi Mr. Emma Ren ho ebra wate otwea heba powder nka no asa ne wohia ayɛ nsuo hye pɛ fa fra ne no mame ɛkɔ wagina brane obi to ase twe no ɛyɛ ne ya ba nanko kom ba ne nantu yɛse wanya siatica ya ma ne dia kɛse edi no kura ɛdɛkɛkɛ ne so yawe no edi ewu ne kom nipa pra nipa abra won sa bɛka otwea herbal powder na wanya nsuo hye de afra na wabɔ ne guna asa wona tie power ahwɛ xyz die omo ya dance forward no sɛ yɛde adroi ba ha no tonom yɛ no obi ase hey yɛ ne ekono hey yɛ ne ekono na hey yɛ ne ekona betimi akobi dia na gye sɛ wunya otwea herbal powder edi kani pedua no ho ebra wo na yetitriti won sa yetitriti ade wo okra wo nte kokon sa sa na sensene bare de wo hia yen so hie pe na de gumu an wa no mesrew akra wonya 12 years ekotimi nom bi oba wonyem se bi wontimi nom oba o ma akra no fuo na obi a wuo yeduro nyane funu pa chonko ho wawu a se wo mrem asa na se wote ase de a pe wo twe da kwan enya nwono enka enyechi wadie bia meso de wuhia yenso hyepe ne koni padua no mu a adanse be ye wo de abrantie fefefe nam 40 years aha me kan maka obi asem sebi padua san owradua na oro ne ho a ba afro oro ne ho a ono ahwe ne be man ne ba 4 years de ayepe na atwenwuram ayelengelenge ayese straw ayese crayon emu ahoden asa na owura dem o da to ne nsema boso mpaye ewe Yesu din mu entwemra wo dada ho entwemma ya je sama wasi amen Mr. Entwemma emom se wunya otwea herbal powder eye bido kroje bibia mfremu a na koni pedua no mu a eno abe wora banti me se be ma de eni konkonsa se hu be ma konkonsa ni se akoyi pema o be ma nkompe de ade da be ma nkasa ni nko be ma pema se be kasa haw ni menu pe oboto mu nye de ena osisi muso aye mre ne o nko pema anya sa de a se bi pedua sa ontimi ma xyz no be wura na hwe oba kama ya wati we mu odu bosi kama o te nche na phone ade cheche na mesre fa phone che no je number no preko na frɛ so betimi agya frɛ na mesrew gise wonya otwea herbal powder ene betimi ayi adwuma no na timi do mfaja je odi etimi ayi adwuma no na watimi apem ede akɔwanim me numbers no screen so me tell me oba fa phone twa picture no udu pharmacy ho afa kire ana opa na wa frɛ yen akra ha de mpacho so ko drug lane me pacho dd heba ewobi hallo seba ewobi nesi pharmacy ewobi wono ho nyina ewobi ton ana se wona madina ayen rex junction kwembubune eho enowo kaso aye jukad pharmacy old market or se wonnam te se teshinungwa nungwa cold store mpacho du ho pe o stay com pharmacy ehwa eno gina wa shaman so a house of drugs Presby junction ehwa eno wo ko for you eye Gapson pharmacy PK Gombila one alaji dukuluku omu watamale watamale for musi ye de enso eno no Kumasi de be etu aduro bia Fred Men's Colinac Misty Heba mo ewo Cap Heba ewo sunye one Green Light Pharmacy Kofori de asempacho du hono ma na ko Gapson Pharmacy total 2 and as one ma grass so for muntie Lincoln Pharmacy owas ewo takwa and as one takra dia na ko me pacho AA Mensa hono mo your numbers ni 0591 56 55 57 0591 56 55 57 and a 0550 63 90 37 0550 63 90 37 Messi or baby I would give to say be near man koye o kwan mu bie ensi obasa bi wo ho enka bi wo ho bosom so na wo bu nsa na yasem obatie utotwa heba powder and how ngofa nso hia mfran no mansa and the body can free numbers ne kana kura kire yen me pa cho me kana ayekese me kunu kana ayeketua e ma kwan no mu bie ye be cho de obeye no me bi nsa emeye me ba ma yase me ya obedi 2 years ni ma yam so en conference wo hia oba mfran no eno sa no frɛ ne akire de obeye no ntia me se me e ma na 2 million doctor aji me si oba bia wo 7 gate woni hia nemu wo se wo bie ma no first gate second third fourth last one na 7 no most obana team haji na watwene to kakra kire se akoni ye me se na ko opu ade me to no obewu no 90 years na area miensa kitwa no 25 years one na wo 3 and na brand 40 years na yere ba ko pekro ntimi nya ne ho adwuma wo de oto otwe na frɛ yen me pa cha me 10 minutes me 20 minutes me 30 minutes na me srem penimfo no ona wo 50 years and above no be frɛ doctor me pa cha me 1 hour wanya school nya kwala bi anajo 12 na phone ring go pikia doctor me pa cha me je 1 hour me homete me ahwe nya yi e ba sa ye ne hwe be ya ma wo je time be so no abere wa 10 minutes mo mrantie ne de me pa cha na wa je time be bo wo no timi apema ko woni me se be ma be di de o media yase kom nipa ye na hin kra wo kwa yase na sika wo ebotom sisi mu oden na ye ntimi mpempem enko yanim ewa adura ye friend say otwea heba powder wo ti so for me say wo de e bible e wa sorry dem na mpacho lima mu de Quran e so enkra modem doctor ni de e wo na office ho me pacho soja ni de enso wo na office ho no ma lawyer de enso wo court ho ba yen de sebi e wo sisi num e na wo no otwea heba powder na wo ti be pempem a na ma mo pia de bia broki atachew minia we dey na me time no kametwa so na ko because me ya di bi na me say de bia me ma bebi atachi o broken heart identity
broken heart na
identity
me bi nche me denti me
e bi nche woda me wo school bi che ka me yewu me si mitimi dwale ma fa support me is broken heart unse achi be ma ndisi mo mre na gano ko pe do se papa no say etimi say baby a wonam bia pe otwea heba powder chira kwan yare bi ha wono de oto wi a ye time ni so frɛyen ye beto ye bo ase na ye ne edi hu nkomo box we ehemu 550 ne bo no ye 500 Ghana cedis me patcho yi ba ko se ma wa eye 10 cedis nti misre pharmacy for na heba for no obi ba na ba come na 20 cedis a day mo man no aye dene eye 10 cedis mo nto na sa ma ye oto a fa be si fie wo su anche mfa na mpanin for to no one fancy ya mrantie no o mbe wia no sense o munim ne eye e ma wo mo me ko de me doctor na bae ana lawyer me pa cho we de nya wo dia
me fama kofi Minia Kofi dia
Kofi do hia edinya me aduma minia
na say lawyer waje ni de
now we try that.
It's been also dini. The higher the chen. Asem fana se boko.
Okay, we yeah, 12 million so Eddie Ama Waha live on TVSYZ and Power 97.9 FM. Inside politics Jumedi ana yeguso ayede eso mo ne dey so na fe ensema hodo a echegu o man Ghana mo emu nchemu esede fata yetimi Eddie asomo ene yani Dennis Ofori Esiedu one ye national communication team member the NDC amanyeko Sanso na Kofi Ebusia Penny ye national communication team member the NDC amanyeko bacho meba I said
hey masa Mebre as am lawyer. Ntimi nchiro mi din nya bi. Unse papa ne ton eduro no say obi a wo baby na ho de wo. Baby ama ho de wo no obo mi na wo free ho.
Eti lawyer Dennis Ofuria Siedu. Okay, me da say mesai aba ohobio. Ebusia mamenka was the National Petroleum Authority for kai was you stay back and stay safe. Wabreko abehun say tanker bi ato ufie ato wo kwan so na afei wo hwe say unko ho emfa gallon emfa yebo emfa pan bi yanko say wo kwakoso bi if you say eba de say tanker bi da ne to area na say oben ho ebetimi ahyew ene wabusiafo nyina ebeko te fina koi say tanker to ba bi a me pa chew memfa bibia say wo kwakoso petrol diesel na kerosene bibie wom ne mum de obeya ne say obefa number me de to dwai na afei wa fresh na me mpanifo beje so no ma be yensiesie a ese na fata say be ye ne mfa oyene bia ema bia ko tanker no ato number obetimi afre 030-255-0380 kai national so se onko ekuta no ehu hia esne petrol 1 gallon na obekọ ho mana show the Ghana Police Service, the Ghana National Fire Service and the National Petroleum Authority fire ready so fresh number we are abrebi o ma be nsese e de afasa eye dwumadi ho e de ama wo se de be yemfa oye ne bi ama Dennis Ofori Esiedu Esquire na say lawyer Dennis Ofori Esiedu National Communication Team member the man this amanyiko ya mana kwa ba na ne yenko aka nyina ne yen hyase kansa kwa
yeah me na me da say me say lawyer Ebu Hoxton na kuma to ni because na ni bo flyer no so apenos na nkrofo bi timi fa Esquire na wesa
na omayi Esquire
na so TVS YZ for there ya muntan yesa na no ma yesa ne de na che say mistake me fa no podie me fa nche mu odin ma menuanu mo menuanu muslimi for china omo sha omo fa menya ya na ko china me gina me region ene me constituency de ne a me ne me man for mu
original constituency
oti ene bi akoye me fi oti regional ene bi akoye constituency
okay good
bi akoye district
good
me fan say week e twembe Friday and am fi obai
okay
ma share
yeah what is saying
oh yeah my observation ni consultation kakra ase a me hwe say nyame man ahoden a me contest regional secretary
na me just o PC
oh debi minua ba je marry we ni first term and I have a personal principle so be a wako parliament first term
yes
meaning contest
ontimi nkoka se
edia na wesu wi a wo ko akogina no so aka se okọ first term no wammo ne homode obi anim se institution bia de wura mu fufura
yes
afi na obesua de nti obi a wura parliament first term de me ko contest ne sa so na ye no baby o ha manfo di 3 times 4 times now. The omo ye mi omo because wo tra ho na wo assessment na hu hwe a wo ngina so adbeka say senko betimi aya mfie nwotwe pa de nka waye
bibi
beto ntimi ye ya no wo ho akwanya na we de mfa say eye baby e beka say oye baby MP afi na ofifi sin nti I have no business going to contest it.
That's fine. That's okay.
In the past, I had considered doing it. I contested.
That's okay.
So how it went. And me boy me who as regional secretary. Unfortunately, tomorrow I'll not be able to go to the region. The other party works at now some.
But you are wishing them well.
Yeah, I'm wishing them well.
Great.
Ni issue and say barka de sala.
Barka
koma mu nyina omo uti ni importam ni Ghana nyina entima o de mami so mami chia Kofi
mami na fe wo mbrem wa Kofi
Abusia pani de magashe mkuto
de be ma no ase wo de be ma no Kofi Abusia pani ye national communication team member de ma NDC amanyoko no Abusia
Kofi se ade
na umpo mitidan
boko na wonse
e de Nyankopon ase ahoden wo ho a yeguso a yesom oman no na ye hyehye wo man no be koso afa ne ntama pa bi de afra ti yeguso pa
so memuye
okay
se yentumi ma yenchia yenahwefo
yo
ne tiefu na mo production team so echi obia
ya kan sa ani wia na menua Dennis de enye ne ene ye start ya brabo oye lawyer yeni me ho an wakoye lawyer ako dise me koye bi kura nka me ye judge yeni me no wakoye lawyer enti oye lawyer papa
good
na hubrase ena obu awoma enipa nyina no yenyina yenim no emri bi okọ conteste ena ehun biribi ni ade a otiase na sese de oso okọ onzo obi a onim daate
ewo ne constituency
ewo hono mo region wa
okay
ne ma bi wa
to for regional we ni
yes me mpese me boso eya dia achiwegu be wo ye ekodu baabi no otiase akachiro so otu nkotwere ne etwere their party ne paramount enu na hia
se wo do party no na opese niema nkoso ma party na sometimes ne be bisa no ye no kasa na
no what you say
just say party ne be koso
ene ne koya mere pass an abey am prempreyo so pe so oyo ochirechirewfo
the regional secretary
yes ochirechirewfo region ne mu na on say ade no so say no politics na ye no ye nua no mu ya e wo parliament yi okwan a wo fa so ne ye politics no so when you mranimfo bi antai wachi a sometimes it's difficult e woni ema bim nti a privilege kra ma region no uti region say wo benya otwirotwiro ni a osan ye lawyer onim mra so uti ase ote mra ase nti say issues bi ba ye nkyere wo letter na ye mfa nko defend obi ana ye mfa protect obi de obetumi aye ye nko court enko ye sa no em say so obeka ni nyina ye nua bere ma bi ano oye lawyer e wo party dem ye wo position na MPP fu ye nyina ono chinga na nyina ye lawyer edoji tamaklo wo say oni mu mranti young man oni mu mranti wo frɛ ba bia wo kyerɛ ndisi ni wo ba bia lawyer edoji tamaklo be fo ka no akɔ akesefo ene nketewa nyina o defend obia nti so wanya oti region na wanya secretary papa ono so di mra this watwa fufu ma na woni ne borofo what a coincidence watwa fufu ma ata abenkwan mo na nkwan mo ne borofo ankasa ne
what a coincidence
yes
a sweet coincidence
sa nti anuanu ma mo woti we de adamu mo nanso mo mfanto atenem efi bi nia Nami de betu ya so ye memene day be 30th memene day 30th May
yes
NDC fu nyina ade atoyen ani ene say lawyer Sami Jemfi na sinimpo na yere papa en ye ko pen kora ehun san Roberts ne ko je ni ko fi lesem ewo Ashanti region Kumasi na oso ohwim ha wo se papa ne fi e wo ohwim e ho no wo bede dada ye 30th no na ne wo wie na wo kosie na no won akotena officers mess e wo regi wo good na wo wie a Sunday no wo beko asoro wo Boshen Presbyterian Church akoda Nyankopon ase ntiem se ko bi ni ketesi ni nyinara ye ne ye nya asem
ye nyina
Ghana had both opposition kura mprempremi won ankasa kura wo kochia de sen ye nga ye wo power dan kasa
ene na me ne me mpayimfo bi nam na wo ye ko Kumasi na wo pe hotel rent or
within that area no catchment there ayema e ho nyina ayema
most of the hotels are Ayema Kumasi
ebeyema because inti ye nyina
ahead of Ura Sami Jemfi
yes na see you know
eba so memene da
good inti ye nyina ra e ho ne yere ko ye nko ne nko jamon na Sami anko beba ye Sami Jemfi a nko beba inti ye nyina ye beko wa me ne constituency a ye fi lawyer Dennis nso abetena wo da ye ekwapem no so ti ase ye young secretary ankasa da form ye Bacha Isaac Bacha
Nambo china
china ne yedi na otwe wa adoso nti yesra NDC fo adofo nyinara se wo mra no so ochina ye nyina ye nkwa adoso na ye nkodi na wotwe ne ma no
ena nopa Mr. Kofi Asante Agyei oba me ha wadwuma mu ha
a PC candidate okay
yes Kofi Asante Agyei
me interview no time obegina me interview no ahoto
good
yes that time we now almost start you know yes
such a good man oba ha me no ka say wape unze Bacha no otise ni nua
yes
and wafa Bacha no ni Bacha nam yie pa enya de ketwa nti dana asɛm ne si na nkasa kora no wɔno aba bi ɔwɔ a wɔgya bibia mu kɔdu akuapem no na ɛyɛ ma wɔno kora no frɛ me bɔ mama ne sɛ Obrempong asɛm ya sei na ato NDC foɔ ɛwɔ yɛ akuapem no constituency asabre deɛ bacha free mu nti nyame yɛ adom a wɔkyena ayɛ homeda yi so deɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛbɛbɔ mmɔden na yɛakɔ akɔpie ɛwɔ adɔso na yɛakɔ akɔ jam ɛyɛ abusuafoɔ bacha free a free mu no NDC akuapem no ɔtemi ne sɛ nyame yɛ adom ɔkyena ɔmbɛyɛ ne sɛ national foɔ no so no kyerɛ bi a wɔn mmra kakra ma
region fo nyinaa bacha
mmra mɛtae akyire na ɛnyɛ fɛ bacha dwumadi a waba bɛdi wɔ NDC mu akuapem north yes ɛnyɛ agodi aberanteɛ no abɔ ne ho mmɔden yie paa a saa bere yi anka party abatumi mu a anka nneɛma gu so hyehyɛ ba a wɔno nso ne sweat ne berɛ bi a wabrɛ na adagyeɛ bi a wahwere ɛnam party nso nka obɛnya mfasoɔ no ɛnɛ ana bamowo ato nsa ɛde afɛ nti nyame yɛ adom a 1 week ne bɛkɔ so ɛwɔ adɔso nyame yɛ adom ɔkyena fiti anɔpa na kɔpem anwummere no na yɛtumi akɔhyehyɛ 1 week na afei da yɛbɛyɛ yie no nso yɛabɔ mmɔden na yɛahyɛ saa da no na yɛho deɛ ɛbɛyɛ nti Mr. Kofi Asante agye nyankopɔn nhyira na ɔnyɛ ɔkɛseɛ papa yi sɛ meka sɛ mɛka ne ho nsɛm sisi a menwie nti yɛnkɔ so because yɛn time no ɛsa nti wawie
drip coordinator district drip coordinator ɛna ne bamowo agye na fi nsɛm nti adɔfo region fo ne national fo nyinaa moma yɛnkɔ ne yɛnkɔta yɛkyi David Dakuji mo no mpɛ no fo nyinaa yɛhwɛ mo anim sɛ wo bɛba na wɔtwe no yɛba aba bɛdi nti bɛwie medase
very well okay yɛhyɛ yɛn kɔmmɔdie no ase His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama dane yɛkɔpiem ɛwɔ Savannah region ɛwɔ researching agenda to ya ogusu a wɔbɔ ɛde sra wɔ man Ghana bia ahodoɔ nyinaa hwɛ sɛ ampa one wɔba a big push ɛyɛ rose a wɔde man yɛ wɔn a ɔhwɛ ana enyuma ahodoɔ a wɔyɛ wɔ the various regions nyinaa no ɛkɔ so ogusu ne nkurɔfoɔ ne di nkɔmɔ wɔn asetena mu te sɛn kwan bɛn na ɔfa so a wɔbɛtumi aboa na wɔn so wɔn asetena mu ayɛ bɔkɔɔde ama wɔn sɛ wɔn de tumi ahyɛ ne sase mampanin na okɔpie mu wɔ Savannah region no wɔkasa de fa yɛn economy no ho ɛkwan yɛ asabre yi wohwɛ yɛn cedi to the dollar ɛyɛ rate no afa so agyina from 2025 a wɔtena akonnwa so sɛ mampanin ɛbɛpem ne economy ne boa ɛboa businesses investors ɛne gye agye ho sɛ sabre yi wɔn kora san bɔ man Ghana na wɔn de nnwuma ba sɛ bɛyɛ na bibia bɛtumi akɔ yie menim sɛ saa video no wahwɛ bi ne watie deda then na woka fa o mampanin sɛ mo ka fa ɛyɛ economy ho
o mini ameda sɛ mɛsan fa kwanya na macha ya hwefo nyinaa na mama His Excellency ne na pamfo a wapa mo ne mo som Ghana man no money yo na adwuma pa mo yɛ de ma Ghana I say when it comes to the economy and improvements abemwa and ye beka ka if you say and some ye shall say kan ya ye gusuka nemu ordinarily ubebusa say yen say Ghana for na ye wo Ghana
yes
saying na yenso
muhunu no fa
ene atinka ben ye nya wo ma na mfa so ben ene ye nya wo saa mfa say CDA nanka efi 14 15 and near about 11 12 there about a koya could do 9.7 a hono could do 17 and then a sunny by no sunny by I be do 9 point something
sure
yeah at least for some reason yetimi ekuta dollar kakra no to da e bafam na we kure bi e kosoro na wajeje mu sa nti yebusa se famu e bae no ne so na ekoye ne krampo no yen timamu fo no mfa so ben ene eba so man
very well
that is the most important part see one thing I metimi aka say aba a ebua Ghana ni bia ne say utimi planning
okay
utimi planning
under this economy
anema it's not even about enema ba bafem but it is about how stable things have become. Meaning say, could see at least the next 1 month, any the next 2 months, no. Say be beyond san. Petrol na metono 14.6 no. Metono 14.6. I can budget and manage my resources.
Okay.
Minim say ensure na meto no 10 cedis per bag no. For the next same period meto no 10 cedis. Enko ye say adanu bi na minim say ensure ye ton no 2 cedis anopa. Ebedu enwumre no na akodu 5 cedis. Minim say ye ton no bibi 10 cedis, my planning, my service card to 10 cedis. Ebe do 7% because on the 10 cedis no. Now I could do 15 cedis.
Okay.
A basa what team money no to me and planning.
Okay.
Well, the other side of it, me father say you know per se. Omo used to do a campaign against that ban and say a man near man bafem to the point where a promote hoarding. But eno nye abandonable tie say enema be bafem intina bibi to say fertilizers ya supply ni free bibi to say weedicides ebi ni munya ni free
okay
bibi to say uko increasing poor adopa no sisi a stable first obeti yasi baby 600 obeti yasi baby 700 ben we have a flat rate for instance Mimi village it's still at 400 thereabout per acre.
Okay.
Ye acre ni nyen ketwa na ye this a dying 4 plots ni bi no.
Akesi ankasa.
Akesi na ankasa. Ye the pools ene susu. Pool bi ayo da de nkrantie miensa.
Okay.
No kwa 36. So when you measure 36 by 36, you know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
Akesi. Obetimi aye full wo so a ebe son dodo na. Nti ebro emre bi etwam na ka bro bag ya be 1,000 and I think it's somewhere around 400 500 thereabouts. Nti senye timamufo ni bi nsu no mutirim ye de a nka na se ye todokono bob a ho ansi di krampa anka anka ye mini MPP ni bi ko weekend ye etwam mi ka se mi ko ti no ye ko duru ye na me de no call minu akwa mi jeje ho ewo ye kuro no ba ko ye friend Katanga.
Okay.
Nam ko see ne pono. Your man faced the wall. Ono sorry us lawyer we e fiaduane na ne bo nso.
From
It is sometimes no koka bebrebe na ye won cry ha no. Impact of economy na abafem. Ye nuanom na omwo the districts and the villages. Omo tinka omo no feeling yi
okay
because ho no me sisi minua bebre eni ho we live in reality.
Okay.
Sade ne yefua se ne boy dia ne boy sisi ano ho no amanfo feel say abrabo no abafem abrabo no yara amanfo timi planning, and that is how the life should be seen. Ufri ho a no webusa say economy na ye ya impuntu duma ho asem so etise ebini big push ya kan ho.
Yes.
Uko assemblies no so a there are projects like the 24-hour markets.
Cheap compounds.
Yeah. I'll come there.
Yeah.
But you say me person me FAP project now. It is meant to bring relief and development to the people.
Sure.
But being so they come with some challenges. And because challenges and yet challenges are communities na omo the idea and buy and anticipate and have kakra. Okay. Some of the districts. For instance, my district, the 24-hour market wo krubi a friend to say tapabu to us. I know your sister district and so yeah Krachi East district and also yeah Dambai. And what is happening? Omo the idea and buy and anticipate say nke benya asasia obi nsiso. Nti project baby aye di si no enti say ye bu obi ade enti say ye say obi ade enti say see. But if you take a place like Tapabutu, it's a community with a market for well over 50 years.
Okay.
It is a weird why you say who could create a whole new market somewhere obintiwa. What you do is say you only build a white elephant.
Ankrofo. So what do? We have to build it within the existing market space. Unfortunately, people we campaign with, people we've lived with over time, people we do everything with. And for say Unipano or ye NDC ni ana or ye MPP ni sebi or ye ofi abutu ase ana ofi ton ana ofi basari ana ofi. We've lived together without any conflict, without any confusion.
Sure.
But ebi esi omatena bre ene omodwedi bre e wo dwane mfimfia. Unfortunately
ehɔ na omote
ebi akotena. Unfortunately, I was a project no displace you. So what I say, because of the agency now attached to the project in I come and say me sure say engagements no akosu bebre. There's been threats here and there, but you
say na
oh yep pedie one empire de pa obi apadepa nanso say yes ye twa kwan no na nka dan a na say kwan netene once abra omo kotena ho no omo wo say nka omo kan eye omo kai na anya omo kai no omo gya omo tena ho no omo afa ho so omo fie no unless ukọ ho na say opese uyi omo free ho a they feel that you've not been fair to them. Though at the time they were going to live there, at the time they were going to build there, no man can say him say oh dream. So what I say.
Wow.
But yegusu aye kasa ye behwe say nananom so agye atum muni assembly din sa wo so say ye benya asase foforo ama ye nuanom no ma move akoho whilst we engage with government to see say ye benya be free baby and with time you say be here say timamufo no be back together na mo bi ne de be boy nuanom no matimi resettle. But for those who have shops within the market, you make sure say you register munya say be na project no e baswa we'll give them priority. Obi answer be can shop as it was no obi how we see be 2 stores bia e bia akokora bia na bewa bia eno na odebo ne bra kakakaka. It is anticipated says some problems will not be exclusive to Tapabu to us. So what I say.
Okay.
A problem be P will be because 24-hour market district bia nyebi. And a district ni most of them so were market spaces and market days that ansana ye kwako CC ne ye kwako modernize no. I say KJTR market before the current KJTR market there was KJTR market.
Okay.
So okay. That market no. Now so it didn't have this face. It didn't have this kind of enunyam. And you know what the 24-hour market is seeking to do no is to modernize our market.
Sure.
And say ye target say ye be CC ni de ye den a ye be say bibi. Nti ye threat timamufo no say oman ni CC e ba say ye pia na ni pia ni mu ne be hwe obi bi egu a ya na abotre kakra.
Very well.
Na ye be ya ma ye nyina so. Moving forward no say development the cost be they are building of chips compounds, classroom blocks, roads, but baby no I think that timamufo nankasa within the communities now we beneficiary communities no sometimes they misunderstand the concept of bringing development to them. For instance, there is a community where there's a project going on. All within the catchment, there's an amount to be paid to people who are working as artisans and people who are working as laborers. Then the community members decide that because they are members of the
certain governments, they will want to take double how much everybody is paid within the catchment for the same work.
How?
And so what happens is that the contractor will decide that, okay, so sana mo kandi any montanase, na min ko fan crofo in free a nearby community to come and work within your community. But nka the whole idea is say project be about community. Apart from the fiscal infrastructure, the money, the economy that it will develop out of it should benefit the people within the community. It is nka cement and you see chips compounder. Nka no ton cement wo kronim enya ho faso. No ton nsuo wo kronim enya ho faso. No ton aduane wo kronim enya ho faso. But say o pen do a yede nsuo be frame nti wo be tena ho na project mfasodie na wo project no akodi baby fofo all in all we ni nyina fi ma ba bia be kwa akodi bia nso e ka Ghana for ho nti Ghana for na ne san be benefit enemy hu wo ba bia na obi nso sese, you know, people are becoming open minded. Nti untumi nka sam no to hotra sa na wagye atom yesi odum so about then obi ato ne bo ase na wakofa na calculate from nana no ma breast we see enne wo buy no we buy no dodo sen e no be obesiesie ye we buy dodo sen no be ye megawatt sen no de beka dodo sen no de beka ho. And I think that all in all NDC at all times has been more productive than any other government put together when it comes to electricity, when it comes to education, when it comes to health, when it comes to the economy. NDC has done so well. Nti ye dollar na ho de GDP inflation ye no mu nyina fi ho a obi a community owo mu no obetimi amanani so ahwe na school then aban ben ni see. Okay. Health post aban ben ni see. Electricity for me in OT and for Biakoye. I met me akata many aka say community be a light be a NDC abreso no nya light. Oh wow. Oh yes. Oh OT region. Yeah, oh yes. Met me akata many aka sa chiro. And no obi osi owo any information to the contrary, wait me be challenge me. Every community me say I want me say me kata mani akasa obi also contrary information me bisa me. Because at the time electricity penetrate water abe routing. In my constituency, for instance, now Dr. Kwabena J na MP. And sign no answer na to asasa corner. Inti emu de won he na wo so weduru so na de buy. Me da say lawyer Dennis Ofori Esiedu wono e na wo tele nka no NDC National Communication Team member. Me nko Kofi Abusuapani ho na nsema His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama waka area fa Ghana ye economy hu how stable and MSC fa ye no. Ni ono so ni nsema wo no fentage. Abusua the omampani aka the afa economy hu de na wo ka.
Me da say biem. So the menua ema yenua no Muslim ifo Baraka
de Salah.
Yeah, but so happy Edel.
Happy Edel.
We am for Bokasi. Yes, we no wokum na ntwi na me chia Masakarim. Unia
was way a friend Zoom.
Yes, was Zoom no. Masakarim ana unia ya wahabu. Me na ntwi me pede one na ntemu 2 no. Eh, so round 2 na one na ntemu and nigga with the choice. Me mama Baraka de Salah no yenua no Muslim ifu nyina. Unim say yenua bi so abon ho modem wo party mo pa. Okay. Sami jemfi kwae no basintale kwae. Eka akugan
wakasem
wotumi manage because also on the party na no best Godwin Akugan Deputy National Communication Officer wa bomoding papa into ono so say ye ba yetumi chia no eno tietia so what you say wotumi hold biribi na ono oye calm guy but oye very very strong so say there be is how not thing nti yenua no so ye bona ba so media economy ho asem ne yekan na say we dey ye eniyare
economy
yes
then am na eniyare
na mi a woton ade wo gwam no wodi adanse o say na miri bi na na do ka say mu pese mu hu say me ye strong a mu ko bi say ni ma market man also me mu pese hu say we strong you go and ask the Nima market the women there they will tell you that I'm strong and I go follow yes how would they know wonga no wenim so ti say emi aton ade wo krom ha no you see me nua Dennis ka say me o say sanye trimodin na ukoyen nkuro ni ade ma the way a price and it the sanity because o muni nua because what won kumo many and fancy is your many
in some of our village now I'm sure so kwa obetime nya dokno be 2 cities
en kranhaya me ka kire unia upa mama yemfa camera no medu mani mako achimota sasem ne me kan wa ha mere bi
waka
maka wada mami bi tong ne dokno 3 cities won kran achimota o se 2 5 cities ba ku ya 3 cities
e wa achimota
I have the number the telephone number
any utai did you
me need wo but oh yes ana me hu na me so we dey see e bo ho dawuru
okay
nti beka wa se mama yemfa camera nko na nko bia ne yema ne gwa
okay
nka camera ko si no so ne be show wa na ye de numbers no tu mu a nko bia be ma ne gwa nti won a wo ha wo yan you 1 day 5 city 6 city 7 obi anko obiem they will go to the woman no woman not tell na djumem
because one wo go to one okono 7 city
yes
any 5 city
what
can be the economy
and economy no ejira de ejira and the bia so say economy no so what should that say inflation be kwa food inflation and a type pija yes because we should the two ni nyina time two ni nyina na market price near ma ba form omo 5 kilo na e bia 1.5 atiwa ba 70 Ghana 80 enti enu na de ba form
okay
one said the food basket no enu na titiru etumpushi and ye ntumi nkanya o ya nkasa agric minister so ti ase de bia meka no meka say minister tumi abomodin ama aduan aba ama buffer stock to be the first time in Ghana history buffer stock to be out aduan de asie ama say atoyere nchim bi to yen wo Ghana ha 6 months yen kokere aduan mfi ba bia
Ghana nyina
ye benya aduan supply ye for 6 months this is the economy ana mama his excellency the president can once no so ti say prepare who say Burkina Faso esi wo man tomatoes when you say no problem only company higher juma was 600,000 metric tons every year of be produced. This is knowledge. When was the economy here the manipa wona dwene mu da ho no betumi manage. Nti ne aye kwa nyina no so obi e wo man yi mu na so opɛ oman ni ya ese ye bona baso. Eno no man pɛden bubo ya no kɔbubo figures ne dey here for the academians.
Okay.
For those who think that they do economics, who has economics and they can calculate this plus this plus this, but the young the only economy we know is our stomach. When I'm hungry, I know that I'm hungry. When I'm full, I know that I'm full. What you say? That is the economy, a practical economy. I hear them and I may make a market now. In can we see me the market? No, she say no. Abba form na. I am abba form. Say oil na meton 1,001. I 11 million no. About 5.5 ana you. Esamuna na meton ebia 800 no. About 450 ana you. Imagine no about form ana you. Esichile no about form ana you. Na enu your friend say you the measure. O say they are the tell no nipa jewasase so nyina no men painting the no men na sa niam nyina aduan bu o manim ene utie even won aye kua dwuma kuna wo se fedi enuan ne kura bia ka hinterlands aduan na bu ewe fum no bai na bu ebra buffer stock yetumi atobi esie no ebia se na bu omura nim atofu ama wo be pro ekuafo na se ba wo kanen so said the no it is a near man to 2 years na mamin ka sem ba ko nkyerɛw me ne ka sem bi fa dollar ho wo do fia o man no so de wo jawa konya no na dollar no koya kodu 17.2 dollar kodu sai no wofi akonya no so na government Bank of Ghana rate enya abochi enya Forest Bureau na your 14 cities 72 pesos Bank of Ghana rate
as at 2024
I will hand over my no na a Bank of Ghana rate enya abochi o uko abochi aye 1530 1560 so what you say
okay
and na Ghana na nkasa no edwedufu ene obi o trade with dollars bia ene wo na ekraguta efuni ade ankasa jetu mama evire du baabi no ankasa we ya chi yeje furu ka jenso ade ne the way aye ne yenya sure say between stable until we are watching we are observing ampedi ampase ni ani ampa da ya asem papa ene sunekura putukura sunakura kronkron ne sunekura kronkron ankasa so what you say inti asem no kan ne fedi ade ne da wa no dollar ne ti ya bedu 9.8 ene nkrofo no sa ade ne yampa e wona president be kai no ka jiro say e no kware because in nipa do we export kura no wo ka wona ni masem was so e fedi dollar na ati wa ba form no wo ho kire wo because we export niama na cost no ne ade no wo kono ko nya dollar ne ba no wo de be tukuro mo ya wo sesa won cost no ni mo ya wo nti wona president the bank governor of Bank of Ghana ene ato forcing wo ko tenase no wo say no balance ni nye ba bia bebuo bia. The president said, if you remember, also dollar na value na kasa between 10 and 12. Feel so kasa no e peja no hu kakra no e tumi ntira 12 up to date.
True.
Almost 1 year. What was that? What was that? This is the economy. Also, you manage the economy. Figures no boy in
and that means that this NDC government is really controlling the economy.
We are controlling. We are doing it. And no more monetary aspect of the economy. No, Bank of Ghana. Pandit.
Yes.
Esiama.
Yes.
Johnson. Pandit. Esiama. Or make sure say send yes say no enda. Yen says ka yen waste ska bia. Nesi ye no. Na we ni na golden boy say no worry. Me so I'll gather all the gold. Na me dia baba be support mo. Na sikano foreign e na nipa ni hia na ye dia tumi support e na nsiachi ba. O say dia te ukopelo na ye tumi ka je say nsiachi ba we. Enu ne ade na nkasa. Ye buy the economy we na ye junk. Ghana na ne kufado. Mampeni His Excellency any Alhaji da Baumia His Excellency and I can kuntunkuku furiata why obi ka kire mse borofobia ya behwehwe ni nkyerase ban o se vagabond ase kire den na me se chiri wo de meka ko bisa radio fo wo be ma na me dia be kire o da be de bankasa mintumeka wogwan ono no manage country ya kodi say etu pepi ni na Ghana ye ho ye tan nti the economy no would describe no say a junk. Pola would be a who say ya win. It's your mampani Kufuado to me Gina German ambassador and president chancellor him no catcher say me pau chow. Copa China for chow. Now young coward and one fancy. If you remember. Gufado Koya Saden. Okopa German president chow so on can be mayan. So young can a door so no one find giant. And a German president to tune of which won't say I also show me or Kwanga Mufa suspend this card too much to Munshamun we. One coca. Because one say this kind of free play. So say it's you be a basa and no and a IMF and no so at them upon you levy. Upon betting tax, upon emission resale tax, upon COVID tax, ni na tetem. But a man penny bay and now make us economy na here. Sa 11 yetum. Betting tax yetum. Emission resale tax yetum. COVID tax a man penny yetum. What to do near me na in pre men say debi ame come say example we Kenya, Indian, Pakistan money adinyan African countries maybe including South Africa for xenophobia what they attacking young crowd when say they can't even afford petrol price they don't even have it they are queuing for fuel and now
our external factors
I want Iran Iran Strait of Hormuz
no
would you train your capcure and they would you try to short because the Strait of Hormuz is a problem now.
Yes, they are queuing. was South Africa.
Listen, India, those countries, they are struggling for fuel.
Wow.
Yes, but Ghana in the MPA boss, lawyer Edoji Tamaklu, Godwin, and they were to me managing. Emma, you was 6 weeks petrol. So to you and check me, Babom be 2 to baby Kim. 6 weeks, Yammer petrol. Diesel 8 weeks, 2 months. You will be young Q. Look at the price. Also the price of the 89. Also the 89. Wow, within President to no Jenema, no Tenemaya community. What to should I do, baby? If you do a price and a costrape, and the president catch on there be Munyai. Instead of price and the back 17, 18. You 3 cities also. You scanny be also. Immediately now 2 cities come. The following 1 city. 2 years so long. Says I don't know I have 14 cities, 60 ways. Now Obia nye dede because the movement as I scan about that should be affected transportation.
Yes.
Which ordinary person who could
and even the His Excellency the President John Dramani Mahama commercial transport like VIP, I think OE Munaka one more the only can cry to Tom transport face man and say the commercial transport operators.
Yeah.
Because it's a banyan not VIP any OE for woman sika omo come transport face one any almost so enketwano.
You see, that is the problem. I don't mean say the Minister of Transport Obeye Huajuma. You see, what's Wononko Tango? Sana Sankrofon Wate, Wunin Crofubim Warrior Saniamano. Mamika Samicho, the Memoni Tew. President Adia, why you now stabilize the economy. In Crofubi, why you want to do? Well, no idea why they say, will you so institutions and what the fighting government? That the MPP for character, okay. They use institutions, established institutions, and what the fighting government. They can use them. Ubahwanu akwashe teacher union echi. Ubahwanu akwashe nursing eyi. Ubahwanu akwashe architect fuechi. Ubahwanu akwashe wei. Hwese Ghana yen city. Obi eni wa waka change city na ni magu aso. West eyi o. But my joy or lie to be publishing. So Ghana city is the worst city in Africa. Also the in the world. So also the West currency, but which is bad. Yeah. President Savannah. Me can tell me President call Savannah. Yes. And who has somebody can you could on born a year wired. Owie no kwesra mpanefo ayemfo and ode ne ho kwakire wo se maba mo de aba maame me promise me say me yes maba mo mama sase die di kan no pe e no ka che o sa die amaye solar wa highway Bole Tinga road Bole and Tinga sa mo highway no me contractor sisu ameye me ba ya mamo me wie owie no e no call regional hospital e no se me promise mo mama site and what are doing is who site ni o se pem ye ba ye enwanu no yenko bibia wa lunch o wie no e no call 24-hour market the model no sa 24-hour market no bebre ni mu etise kejetia ne kotokoraba ne seso ne nketwa de enchi wo ye ne sa ne say ya no mutumi hihye market wotumi di jato market mu enchi wo ye ne sa no de alarm mu friend say water you know sensors no ehihye mu a fire sensors no enya bia you jana tuma na no akasa bue na adum no eno na ehye nkrofo ikura do na owie no eno se mawia me nka sa Mahama ICT okwe no ko lanche Mahama ICT center e wo Damango na okache won say sa ICT ma commission a new facility ne fe owie no ko Boli College of Education and no sanko lanche bi ho and ko education ni ma no ko initiative o say B STEM B STEM a business science technology education engineering and mathematics and on the school boss solar primary school ya de mamo no obiansia. This is the government who think about his people. It's the economy ne de ene yet B minus in the abedu B also a positive outlook. Just say we are so food in our craft and say mumajes ga yes yempe we no catch say the task say sa IMF we no a final because say yan kasa ye to be gare yɛmu make sure sɛ yɛbɛ manage economy na yɛma IMF biem ɛmɛpɛ bosia ampa nso ɔbae na ɛno ne bɛsi no a ɔnkɔpɛ bosia ne nso ɔma no ne tumpɔn mama yɛda wase
medase Kofi abusua pani yɛ national communication team member Edema NDC Amanyo Kono abusua ɛtɔ adwumadi no so de ama wɔ ha live on TV XYZ and Power 97.9 FM Power Specialist Eba Hospital Sebra na yarewa hodo bi ti se hepatitis A, B, C, D and E obetu ase the amount fatty liver, sciatica, prostate, broken bones, ulcer, swollen neck and the fibroid. So I read you say be wo so a be ba Power Specialist Eba Hospital on Bejibra show. Ukwa Kumasi a obehunu Power Specialist Herbal Hospital akwan ewo Feyase Lake Bosom twekwan no so opposite Just Bro filling station omo ho ubedun kran ha omo kwabenya pokuase ACP kwan no so afita de omo Anaji Estate opposite Anaji MA Primary School from what number we so na wo monyo so nchirimu aka nyina omo mfen so 0244 544422 0244 544422 and 0200 383831 0200 3831. WhatsApp number ben your mo so 0355 797878 0555 797878. Now if you set me a Power Specialist Hospital. Now oyare aye krankro no meto ase the amount. The office of the Registrar of Companies Samin Country Ghana for nyina say one more extended deadline on the ma companies one more be file on annual returns. Nti me be kind of na company a won file annual returns no but modiana kwaye anyesa the office of the Registrar of Companies say woba betu anamon bia say wamba up to the 30th of June am file annual returns anye nhyehyeye na nsiesie a ebekọ yedi ama company na wo mo betwa company ni di mas company utimi fa nya adwuma bio ti wo mo sebra nana deadline no 30th of April no o my extension up to the 30th of June enti bra ansana wo ma to business no bomade na fresh our numbers we say bibia kire wadwen a na kɔ na afei wo mo ne wuntimi nya sansiesie no kɔ file annual returns edin bi na obesesa wo business name mu nhyehyɛ pa bia betimi ama wo nsampa ugusukuta business name a wo de yedwuma no wa ye ne sa pepepe said de be ya emfa wo ha bia emba omo numbers ne 0308 249841 0308 249841 and now say WhatsApp number ubetime nyo mo 0599 525 774 0599 525 774 call now wa register a business name or register of company a call honum na fe nhyehyɛ bia wo mo ne wo so be file annual returns so be nhyehyɛ bi wo business name ho kona kodi say adwuma dan na wo mo atom ye to adwuma die no so de amount e wa hanom na me san aba lawyer Dennis oforiasie di ho na fe ye nkomo a e wo ho no ye timi abiem lawyer ye hwɛ nei Ghana insu asase etoto ohwe flood a ukom ya ibi table kuma West Constituency e hono na me dey cite as an example because eniema hodo a ekoso able kuma West Constituency no ya hadwene now Ramsar site a wo magyato wo kra elise obi akosi dan wo no wo ma sidan wo ho a ensuo etutoyi ensuo wurawura nkrofo dem a hadwene na fe wo man panin so last year anti flood task force a woman na yehwe ni some of the measures be ba be gu akwam say be na nsuo to a yehu this flooding wo man Ghana because since 1935 Ghana shall record the major flood wo man mu no o man pani John Dramani Mahama ne ba ye no so last year de wo be mmodi ahwe say nsuo ba beto a Ghana ni eyam ehyehyɛ no nsemi de na wo ka fa ho ne nko
yo mina em say flooding yehu bi wo kuro ho happen nearby ya edija hyehyɛ edija enija kura circle dey ya ye nti na nkrofo bi anka sebe ye esua nyansa efiri enema atoto emu a nka na mo bi wo ha yintu baby ana mo show e wo Pambros
yeah Pambros
the last time me ko fa na masa hu structures a springing up or apartments ni warehouse
hotels
ni me say nasa hade na nka yeso mu sorry dying ni ekeka ho I was shocked me na me fi court or keep
and they are all new buildings
most of them are new
okay
and I offer hon so to me say oh high atachem waterlogged areas. O branch kra na wo kwa. Ofa enu asori dan ne ho a. Ho nyina kra, utibu se fi anim ho akọ echire ho nyina kra ye. Ateche mu a aha de nka enye baby I was say obi si dan. Na so yenuanom agye ho afa ho na amanfo dodo na nya ho nko a. So what I say the last time no Ocean near course so Greater Accra Regional Minister.
Yes.
And I'm on 2 year. I want to share now. I say obi any pabody. Nenso yasiko kram. I'm ferry say between here. Na say wonso de asawa ashemu a. Enti say wo ferry. If you say ye nyina ye betra ho. Ama baako mienu miensa bia na mo binti oman no akowura atete ni oyenemu de. Na wo say baako mienu na omutu sa na mo na enye no. Say yon hiniba o say ye Nicholas o so omo ne betwa mo na say free anim ne anya kwan na oman na move so omo no kwan dem na ya makwan dem Ramsa site de wo fa ba bia minister ekobubu adan ya emre bi be ba hwe ya ma no po anya hwe nsua niam a yesua fa ho ni ba bia no ma free beto kosua ba bia nam free pumu be ye niam nam free pumu be ye wo ho na ni nyina echi utwam wo ho na utum say ye si warehouse a ye kan we gum ye kan bo gum a no be say ti dachi
then besi very well lawyer yan share Omampeni John Dramani Mahama last year the anti a flat tax force or year and up to date March 12 somewhere last year now omoba year any up to date flooding esa kwaso o man mu then na wo kan dia
unim say sa committee no man to hwe but enemy bana mi tie wu na wo bobodi no me say
o committee wo ho a stand up in a chair
na me say na committee no enye totofi what say lawyer Felix mu
no
Debi
Marita Blue mu nyina
eka committee no Marita Blue mu ebo stand up mu
DCOP Abdul Osman Razak
Minister
Deputy Director General of NADMO Teddy Adi Eka Works and Housing Minister Kenneth Gilbert J Minister for Local Government
me ba o hwe nkrofo we so a o hwe nkrofo we so omu nyina nkrofo omu ye busy omu work schedule na nkasa omu ye busy dada
ani o say omu ka chere
ma peni say omu peni ani ekura ye no so dodo enti no nka me yen fa nkrofo bi nsi ya na
nko munye sa adwuma
na masa ye woni mudi a ye betimi dia ye sa adwuma no nsan fa nkwohye ne okuta bebre ya o timi nya ho
me da se brain nti abusia fa kakra kan 1-2 minutes
kakra me just 1 minute da sa timo no well me de mean to be kan hwe because wo kan wan ka sa ye nsu ya wo asem bodo
so e ya sem bi sa e ye dwuma dia report ani what the report aba asa now report bi and I think omo yes survey no so wie ye no bepem ne no report bi ani wa ya
sheda twa muru we a unkopam ho twakoto
okay
nti ye ma twa muru eduru wie ni wopam ho twakoto aye beba be ye
okay
buduo de ehyiansa ene ye de lejo so say de ye no na America no say sansu yiri ni ade yi emiri bi say de okan unim say anoma bi yirai with the whole world no South Africa and Oyirai Sakumo no hanu be mun Ramsa site and wo be kire sa no ma no na ne tag body nan because we will be as you want no maybe in particular places are woko no wo mesi ni nyina Greater Accra Regional Minister here so osisiu obubu sa na eman won so won stop no eni pa ko ehia a wo stop no e na yan pai no fu a wo won kran ha sabi o misraka mintu bi mama nim nananom ayenfu wo mefu a mo ko yim pai ni ade no result no na ye hu no tie ye wo 18 big receptors e wo kran ha 18 inka mi na nsu to wa buri a it take 8 hours ansa na ba bedu ba bia president Kufuor and village you see no it take 8 hours so say toy within 1 hour na receptors I say it to be a stone shooting in aro ɔde atɔn ɛna wɔde ama nkurɔfo so
abusia yɛbrɛ na so yɛbrɛ na so abusia ha na brɛ ma
agbasisa bafia
yɛkyia no nyinaa na yɛde dwuma inside politics dwumadie no ɛsi ɛnɛ yɛne lawyer Dennis Oforie Siedo national communication team member de ma NDC amanyoko no saa so na Kofi abusia penny ɛyɛ national communication team member de ma ɛyɛ NDC amanyoko no. A wonderful happy birthday to Samima Kasim. A wonderful happy birthday to you from your dad Kasim Isa. Wase Nyakopo Nshao na onka ho na wanya kase uko school asuade na huma papa eye Kasim Isa. Okay, we so kwama happy birthday to Gabriel Ni Kwame Adams, executive director Edema Ghana Libyan Arab Holdings. Gabriel Ni Kwame Adams Nyakobo Jana onye okese na onka ho de obebia enye ye abisha di jima de nyina be na wie ye okwa MCR Mr. Raf Jampo director ho Mr. Peter Cranton Abbas Mr. Emmanuel Kisini mpeniform na omhyehyɛ ho Lizzy anatwi makeup Elvis ni Kofi Asante na gina camera se na chi midi de enka Obrempong mi producer Mr. Kelvin Asante ohiniba buama benie any news team now ready to answer the same market in us. Nyami Adma, Thursday, be sure to the holiday, Macram.